setting Liberia's agenda for national growth. When the ordinary Liberians, home and abroad, are seeking a platform to make a clarion call to their leaders for a hygienic political, social, and economical landscape in the motherland, there is one platform that is authentic, they always count on. Spoon Talk, the beacon of hope, the fountain of authentic information for this dispensation and dispensations to come. Join the team of panelists Mondays through Saturdays, 8 p.m. locally, 4 Eastern Time, and other timings across the world. Tune into our radio services, Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5. We can also be reached on social media through Facebook or YouTube on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV Live. Locally tune in to Super TV Channel 10. Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, setting Liberia's agenda for national growth.
Cool.
Yeah, reverse.
Talk, of course, Spoon Talk is your usual evening companion that gives you the opportunity to get to know what is happening in the country, where we get authentic information that you can use as tools and not to abuse. On this note, my name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I'm your sound coordinator for tonight's presentation, and we sincerely apologize for the bad quality of the intro. However, I love to say good evening to you, James and Dr. Richardson. Hope you are doing great.
I'm doing good. I'm sure all of you guys who are following the World Cup are even doing better than I am.
Yeah,
I'm doing good.
that's awesome.
hmm What's going on? What's going on in Liberia?
Like you said, the World Cup and lots of interesting developments, but basically, you have people following the World Cup and seeing the president's son, Tumete, scoring the opener for his
That's great.
country. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That's great for him. Hard work. Um, my second daughter was a soccer fan until she tore her ACL, so she stopped playing. But I know what it's like to wake up and put all your hard work in and be a parent to a soccer child, and that's great for our country as well. That's really wonderful. So I didn't follow today. I'm sorry. I was working, getting ready before I came on the show, but I know Jean Good, your apartment in upside down.
Yeah, 10
You're
more
not
minutes for
getting
the
it.
giving.
I see on Facebook, Seku, whatever he is, Glasgow, just yelling, just to say that his son's school. I hope you're not yelling it out.
You know the same thing happening to the CEO. He watching the game. He said he will come after the game.
Are you serious? Yeah, let me
I'm
go. Let me. I'll come after I finish taking care of something else.
he said because that no pattern picking school, so he watching the game to the end.
That's good. Where is it? So when it puts Liberia on the map, that is if they talk about where his origin is from, as opposed to him playing for the United States team. But you know, the US people, they're very selfish, they're very territorial. They'll not call, say, you from Liberia small. They'll just say that US guy playing at USA school. So, but we'll claim him. We'll claim the goal. I think it was a win for Liberia today.
Yeah,
In terms of
but
soccer. But it
the
looks
game is
like
1-1. The
hmm?
game is currently 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, yeah. Wales redeemed, so it's 1 apiece. 92 minutes going in the game now.
But just the fact that he scored, you know, the fact that
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
in
yeah,
Liberia connection scored, that's a win for us.
yeah.
But pay attention to their James. Don't just be going looking on the other side, watching the game small. Rufus, what you laughing for?
Actually, is it
I
until after the
enjoy the way you playing around, James.
Eh, I left my job today to come here, so I'm sorry, I'm not following soccer
game? Oh,
today
okay.
because I guess I should, but I'm sure my husband is, but I was working earlier. I had a lot of things to do, and then I try to get everything done before I come on the show because it's work. And then I come here. So what going on, Morovia? Besides everybody watching the World Cup, drinking that is small thing, soft drink,
Yeah,
TV.
it's just as usual. The mother body of all journalists just had a election, and of
Yeah.
course, my candidates actually made it to the leadership. Candidate and now President-elect Daniel Yankuna and
Yeah, Kona.
Mrs. Betty in Bio. They both made it to the leadership of the Press Union of Liberia, president and
Is
vice
Betty
president
from front
respectively.
page? Her name sound familiar.
Betty in Bio, yes,
She
she used
used
to
to
work
be
for
with
Front
Front
Page.
Page, but she's not there
Yeah,
no more.
Okay,
yeah.
that's where I remember her name from. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
she used to be with Front Page.
Okay, and the guy is what you said his name was again?
Daniel Yankuna.
Yankona. Oh, awesome. So those are the two you're rooting for.
Oh yes.
Though the election was not okay, the election they still get dark cloud hanging over the election.
Which dark cloud?
They
You went
went to the
to
court, but
you went through
Rufus,
legal process. You went through a
Rufus, I'm
legal
not telling you
process.
now.
You
I'm
went
not
through a
telling you. I'm
legal
telling you that.
process.
No, and I want to explain that, bro.
Uh,
I just telling the audience. You know,
and the
you will
audience do
never see an
know.
apple rotting.
The audience do know that a legal process was placed on the election, and it was overturned.
So
And we went through the
another
process.
breaking thing that happened today. The vice president had a press conference today. They had a meeting. Let's say a meeting like event at the headquarters of Legis, where the board chair was present. Minister Samuel Detour was present. The technicians who are also carrying on the work, they were all present, and they
You
had.
cover the dish? Sorry, go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they had this public event where the media was present for the technicians to update the international partners and the government. And they said so far they have gone like 5%. They have counted about 5% of the population. So gradually we go in there, and I think they started on a good footing. You're going to be talking about it. You have more. You're going to be talking about what is said today and some of the numbers that came out. The technicians will also come out. We have Ellis coming up. Ellis will come to give some technical analysis to the numbers that were presented to us today, how we arrived at the 5%, whether they got it the right way or they just did it some kind of way to confuse, just to send a message out. But Alex will be here to tell us more. So that was the most important thing that happened today in Liberia. It took over an hour.
Musa Bilete had a conference at your carrier as well, right?
Yeah, Musa Bilete had a press conference where, Bilete is talking about peace. He said we're coming together, like not correct, like this, like that. Yeah, but that is it. So Bilete had a press conference. He preaching peace. So I'm worried. where ANC will be at the end of the day when that unity comes between Senator Youngbley and Berete, where they're going to be together. And at the end of the day, the woman may likely take the lead, and Cummings will be left in the dark, standing alone with our light.
Look how you be talking in the dark.
That's the original thing.
Yeah.
He's emphasizing on the issue of ANC and that of the Liberty Party. But guess what? Why he's shying away from the President of Liberia elections discussion? Because his candidate was defeated.
So what really happened today? What really happened today? Yeah, what really happened today? Berete spoke like a leader who is ready to reconcile. Yep, and I think we're going to see a new Liberty Party in the next couple of days. Let's hope.
James, I think. I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson. I gotta listen. I'm watching the game, but I'm watching the game. Beautiful game, by the way. And I think certainly that's proud for Liberia. Shout out to Tim. We got to be spotlight. And I think that's a beautiful thing for our country. Though America will not win, this thing it's draw actually with 5 more minutes left. The game almost over. Who knows? Anybody can score. If you're looking at the score right now, we just want to tell you the brother Sean, he scored the first goal. But guess what? It is why it is. It's just a beginning for America in the World Cup. You're talking about this level of the World Cup. So they are getting there, Shout out to Tim we are for scoring. The game going to be maybe 1-1. Who knows? Miracle can happen. His father was a miracle driver dude when he was playing football. So anything can happen. But James, don't talk about Liberty Party. I'm going to finish this game and be back. Folks, if you're watching the game, finish the game and come back on Spoon. We're going to give you time, right? We're going to give you time. But Liberty Party, I think, Musability is in a very, very jam spot right now. I was discussing with someone, Musability is losing steam. He has put himself in a situation and in a place that he can't handle.
He can no longer handle.
We discussed that. Musability either work alone with those that hated him so hard. And you're right, James. Mr. Cummings will be the lonely boy. Yeah. He will be the only man standing. Mr. Cummings got to fight a good fight because it seemed that Berete and the whole group leaving him. I will discuss this when I come back on the show. I think Berete and the whole group, trying to check up from Mr. Cummings. If this is true, that's a trouble for the Cummings camp. If this is true, that's trouble for Cummings camp. Cummings camp is in trouble all the way. Anyway, in America, we're hearing all kind of information from Cummings camp in America. So in Liberia, it will be worse. Dr. Richardson, forgive me. And I'm watching the game. I'm happy. So let me chill. Let me do my thing.
Let us continue to talk about what the news is.
Another thing is that, guess what? Let's just continue to lie to the vice president. You guys saw the press conference? Samuel was sitting right there. He was lying. He's just after the money, He was lying. So we'll be bringing Alex on. And Alex will be discussing the story. He will be discussing the issue. But that's a very, very serious thing happening. I want you guys to think, as we take our mind from the circle of beautiful game today, I want you guys to think that this religious thing is dead upon arrival. Now they're asking for more money. What happened with the first money? The partner gave you guys the first money. The government gave you guys. You're asking for more money. These guys are just enjoying themselves from one game plan to another game plan. The game is done. The game is done, right, James?
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's 1-1, right? Almost. How many more seconds?
They are above 100.
The game is up, James. The game
is
up.
It's 1-1.
Finished already.
1-1. So come back on Spoon. Let's have a good show. 1-1. The game is over. America won. Wales won. There's a single goal for America was scored by Tim. We have beautiful goal, and we appreciate. He got his father's spirit. We talk about soccer,
but we see a part.
He got a father's spirit. Yeah, you see a part. So maybe a part wasn't there. And you're not gender, man. We'll talk that one later.
We see a part.
If you want to talk about Census in Liberia, you probably go watch football game.
We see.
They want to celebrate. We're celebrating where we have that discussion. But guys, we want to say welcome to the Spoon Talk. Dr. Richardson, your people in a very bad place. ANC is getting in a very terrible zone. I must tell you, they are getting in a very, very bad place. The numbers is not added. Come back, Rufus. Come back. I'm here.
The numbers not adding up when you talk about ANC. And if my question is, if Musa Ability leaves, yeah, there's no hope. That's the only hope. And we're gonna have Alex on the show. We're gonna have a very, very good show today. A beautiful program today. You know, I'm in gear. I'm in spirit. And I'm going to announce to everybody, I will be looking for money for Alex. Yeah, Alex doing the right thing by being a whistleblower. I'm going to go ahead to raise money for Alex. If you get 10 out of 5, I said it. We'll raise money for Alex. I will have a whole program to raise money for Alex. And I will personally try to look around to get some money and send to Alex. He needed help. I would say it's no hiding. You know, I would say it, and we'll make sure that it is what it is. So I want to say that it's a beautiful day. I know people ANC going to get mad again. They're going to say, look at Lasana Kane. Yeah, I'm just black and small. But tell me, say I lied. I mean, black Lasana small. That's the beauty of the show. Lasana Kane, I just black you, man. You can come on the show and talk, but don't cost anybody. So, but at the end of the day, James, you are quite correct. And, you are so correct. It is important. It is very much important that we talk about legis. Day number what? Day number what? 11. I mean, you're muted. Day number 11.
Day number 11.
And the person they got only 5%. That's a lot. They even got 1%. I don't know, 2,000, 3,000 people that you're counting as 1% when you talk about almost 5 million people in the country. It's so bad, man. It's wicked. It's not right for you to lie to your people. When you're finished watching your football game, it's over that you can't watch phone. And that's what we're always talking about. Before saying that they're giving our link into the after game, watching it on the internet. And, James got another device open, he will watch. They didn't even know that the game finished. Uncle Pete, the man from all counties, watching. Hey, Uncle Pete. I hope Uncle Pete can come out to talk plenty today again. Oh, you mean you get no sound? Smith, whoa. Smith, you can't say you get no sound. Check your Metro PCS you got. Or maybe that channel phone you got. Check it. You still also get sound. But we want to say we are grateful to be here. We will be starting the show. And, bravo, beautiful game. We will be having a wonderful, wonderful program. Wonderful program, and that would be a very, very good thing that we all can say that and speak truth to power. You like it, that's it. You like it, that's it. But we have to do what we got to do. We'll be speaking truth to power. So go ahead. Good day. What you got for your end?
I'm coming. I'm not hearing. I'm coming.
I mean, you getting here?
You want me to talk now?
Go ahead. Dr. Richardson, go ahead. It may get in call.
So I was just going to add that we all listened to Ability news conference today. I'm sure he's going to come here to clarify himself. He's no stranger to spoon, and I heard him say that he will obey the law. We're now going on to the court system to litigate the issue between the conflict between the Liberty Party. So that's what I heard.
I got a question for Ability, though. I got some question. If we want to start off,
I got that he's very committed to.
If we want to start on the Ability conversation, Dr. Richardson, I got a question for Ability.
I'm talking. They interrupt me like that.
I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson. I ain't saying as Zico today.
Okay, go ahead.
Zico today. I got a question for Ability, though. Seriously, Ability want peace. And Ability is my man. We got Ability chairman on the show. Yeah, Ability want peace. But if Ability really sincere for peace, then Yombly and DeLong, all of them asking, and they are saying, Ability, when we make the correction on the document, you presented something contrary to what we all agree on. I think Benedict need to answer a lot of questions. That's my man. I think he holding back something. He holding back some. James, that's what I'm coming from. He's holding back something. And I think it is important to know that Benedict is pulling back. He's holding back something.
I didn't get that impression today. Everybody get a different view when they understand or see, the videotape. But I didn't get an impression today. I got the impression that he said that the law is the law. He's going to follow the law. They're moving forward to hearing what the court system has to say. He's committed to Liberia. He's committed to Mr. Cummings. He also talked about a lawsuit that was filed on behalf of.
Can I take 1 minute? And Benedict said the law is the law.
Yeah.
When this thing were happening, right? And James, you are in Liberia at the time. Maybe Rufus, you know. And this law was the law when they went the whole Benedict said Benedict. The National Election Commission said, well, we agree with you.
Good.
Why Benedict can't wait for the ruling of the National Election Commission? Why he running ahead to the Supreme Court? They gotta put this thing up, James. Put the hearing. I beg you, Dr. Richardson. Let me put this up, and maybe you will answer. I beg you, Mama. James, you got it ready? James, but unmute yourself.
No, he's saying something with the sound. He can't hear.
All right.
He's working on the video, I guess.
That picking that sign language, man, huh? Yeah. But on a serious note, we received this today, Dr. Richardson, and we're going to share it. We received this today. They are scheduled to go to court, right? Back to the National Election Commission.
Yes, for the hearing.
My question to you, Dr. Richardson, my question to you, if this is the truth, they say you are hereby cited to appear before the hearing officer of the National Election Commission, Councilor Moana S. Valley, on Tuesday, the 22nd. If you are scheduled to appear tomorrow, why are you running to the Supreme Court today? I thought the law was supposed to be the law.
Well, and that's a good question, Stanton. Let me just say the way that I understand it is that the Supreme Court already decided on this case, remember? When the Supreme Court maintained the Constitution of Mutability, remember now, it was the same Judge Yo, I believe, who made a decision. And now we're going back to an administrative body who's calling for a hearing, which is the administrative body is NEC. So now we have to understand which aspect of the law do we have to listen to the administrative body, NEC, or the Supreme Court? And that was the question that Bill asked.
So Dr. Richard said, you didn't answer my question. This very National Election Commission ruling Benedict favor before, right? And Yombly then went to the Supreme Court after the ruling. Why can't you wait for the final decision from the National Election Commission before going to the Supreme Court? Why are you cutting your ticket short to run to the Supreme Court?
I thought I answered that. I told you that.
No, you didn't. Because if the law is the law, wait for the conclusion of NEC before going to the Supreme Court. Are we missing something? Rufus, are you following through? They are scheduled to appear tomorrow.
An administrative body versus a legal body. Administrative body is NEC, legal body, the Supreme Court, the court system of Liberia. Okay? One body is asking to do another hearing, and another body made a decision on the case.
No, it wasn't like that, Dr. Richard said. It wasn't like that.
Okay,
it was the conclusion of the NEC case that Benedict said he won. But after the hearing, after the conclusion, Yombly and her group took the case to the Supreme Court.
Yes. And what
Benedict can do the same today. Wait after the hearing tomorrow and find your way to the Supreme Court. Why are you going ahead?
Can I ask you, when Benedict went to the Supreme Court, what happened there?
No, I'm not saying what happened to the Supreme Court. I'm saying what is present, what is on the ground. Dr. Richard said.
Talk about what is
you
on
said
the ground.
The law is the law. give the NEC chance to conclude, then you go forward to the court, the Supreme Court. You cannot leave the NEC. They have not come up with the decision or conclusive decision while you run into the Supreme Court. That's my first question. I got so many questions to ask Benedict. I think it would be better there.
Yeah, I'm sure Benedict will come and answer, but for me, it's almost like we have two different systems judging the case. The NEC, which is everybody says an administrative body, whether they say yes or no or agree with one party, it sounds like they're going to end up in the Supreme Court already. So people are saying you are just an administrative body. Whatever you say will not carry weight except the court system, which is the law of the land, will carry more weight. So that's what I'm gathering from this whole system, this whole.
But you're jumping ahead of the game. I think that something is happening. We got to let Liberia people know. And this is me.
Mm-hmm.
I think your political leader is about to be left in the cold.
No,
Mama, listen now. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like to do this. But I think your political leader is about to be left in the cold. And with all due respect, you know, I admire Mr. Cummings because I can tell you more about Mr. Cummings. And I like the fact that today Mr. Cummings said, congrats to Team We Are for scoring a beautiful goal. That was decent. Was decent. And, you know, it doesn't matter. He's a Liberian. We all send a shout out to Team We Are. I admire that. But I think they're about to leave Mr. Cummings in the cold. I think the calculation, and when I say this thing is because I'm saying it from a place of strength. I think the calculation will show face that Mr. Cummings will be left in the cold. I don't know what Dr. Richard saying. You can tell me, say I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing, what I'm saying, breakaway in America, people are about planning to leave Mr. Cummings in Liberia. They don't like the system, the new ideas around Mr. Cummings. I think Mr. Cummings, listen, I hope y'all listening to me though. Justin, I'm not confused, but I hope you guys are listening to me. It will come to the point and you will understand what I'm saying. I think Mr. Cummings got to be smarter than the game player, or else he will be left in the cold. Talk to me. I see that Kev Hassan coming on. The rest of the guys. Kev Hassan was watching the game. Tiola Gibson, let my sister, I will tell you this. Somewhere down the line, Mr. Cummings is about to be left in the cold. I hope you guys listen to me on this one.
I don't believe that. I think everyone are in supportive of Mr. Cummings and believe that he's going to make the best leader in the country, no matter how we slice it or dice it. I didn't get the sense from Billy that he's not committed to Mr. Cummings. There are multiple groups of people working with Mr. Cummings. He had a successful program on Saturday. So I'm not sure where this is coming from.
The Grable People program?
Yes.
But the Grable People program, today they had a news conference that not the entire Grable People endorsed Mr. Cummings. We'll play this thing on that they said today. They went against that Maryland endorsement. Hey, Dr. Richardson, my sister, listen to me. I beg you. I beg you. Something is just not right somewhere. I beg you, Mama. And I hope Mr. Cummings and his guys can open the eye. It's going to be, that's nice. Wow. I'm sorry. Oh, man, I was on. I'm sorry, James. My wife showed me some kind of outfit. That looked very nice. Jay, I gotta see my sign across, and I will continue. But I think, nice. Yeah. But to be frank with you, I must say this to you, Dr. Richardson. You open your eyes. Something is boarding, and that's not for egg. Something is boarding, and that's not an egg. What is boarding is about to do something, and I don't think you guys should sit there and let it slide. I think Mr. Cummings should recalibrate. I think Mr. Cummings should go beyond, because there's a breakaway coming. There's a breakaway coming, and all the things that are happening, it getting serious. When I look up, I was hearing a lot of stuff, James. Let's welcome St. Timberland Georgie. How you doing? My boy Jay Bama Ekwa say I'm a cool off. You're right, Ekwa. I couldn't off. They will learn because they don't listen. Uh, 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 I see Alex Williams in the back. Dr. Peabody in the back. Let's get in a few seconds. And, you know, Dr. Peabody look like he stay at work. I know he's home. By his background, we can tell. I don't know what Tumani is because Tumani travel with that clock all the time. So we don't know where he is right now. So, James, I think you'll be leaving us shortly. What you want to say? You were saying something, James. Can you unmute yourself and say something? James, you were saying were you talk? I mean, talk to us.
No, I was not getting you. The internet kept fluctuating. When you're talking, you were just breaking. So I was not getting the
We can
message.
watch how you pronounce that fluctuating word though, because you
Echo.
can't pronounce it in a
Stop,
bad
man.
word, yeah. No, I'll tell you, man, I was saying something bad just now. You said,
James,
So
all
okay.
I,
right, we want to say a shout out to Team We Are and the Team USA. 1-1 draw, you know, but who cares? Team We Are scored a goal. That's what matters for Liberians right now. A beautiful game. Now we are going to come on and have a wonderful, beautiful show. We're going to talk about what is on the flyer. James, can you put the flyer up? Mr. William, can you sit up? We are not seeing your head, my brother. Mr. Alex Williams. Today, legends, census day number 11. That thing should be over by now. Census day number 11. And if you are following the news, the Vice President Joe H. Taylor had a press conference today. And so in the house, we got Mr. Alex Williams. He's going to analyze this thing. He's going to speak about it. We're going to look at the numbers. And we're going to give you nothing but the best. And on the side note, Musa Ability had a press conference. And I must tell you, though, Musa Ability press conference, I think he in a place that he needs some redemption. I think DeLon and Youngblee, they are bubble him. They just squeeze him. And we heard that Musa Ability is running to the Supreme Court. It will be an interesting show. Barbara Cooper, welcome, Barbara Cooper. Barbara Cooper, welcome to the show. Like always, Maria Flan, Ira Che, Unbreakable Tokba, Nessa Bala, Blad, everybody, Spencer, Patrick, everybody, welcome to the show. And let's welcome the guys on set. Let's welcome Centumal and George, Dr. Peabody, Alex Williams, our only sister, Dr. Francine Chinwe Richardson. Will be joined by Kev Hassan, who, after watching the game, receiving a lot of phone calls. So after all his phone calls, he will join us later. Guys, Dr. Richardson, let's have a good show.
Yeah. So, want to welcome everybody to the show. It's a good day for Liberia. A Liberian descendant, Tim Williams score a goal.
Tim, we are.
Tim Weah, I'm sorry. Thank you. Tim Weah. I'm not watching the game and I'm not, Ibrahim is, I'm not. But it's a good day. I'm looking forward to talking about Liches today again. And also looking forward to also hearing the tape of the vice president and also talking about her contribution to the situation involving liches in Liberia. So I look forward to having a good show. Share the show, join us, and let's talk.
Wow, today is November 21st. November 21st. The president put out a proclamation in November 11, Census Day. That was a holiday. 11 days there after 10 days, 11 days, all depends on your calculation. Where are we? Yeah, we are. Today we heard about 5%. We're going to be having a wonderful show, guys. Thank you for joining us, and let's speak. So, Tumani George, your 30-second intro.
Well, it's good to be here again today, and hope everybody had a great weekend. It's very good. What in my era has changed. It's cold now, so I don't know why it's got cold so early. But the weekend was great, and
Oh,
to start the week, I just watched something an incredible historical moment just now. For some reason, I was telling people yesterday while we were together. I said, "Look, watch out, Tim Weah will score," and that's what I said. It happened. So, but that was a great thing, even for his parents.
And we got nobody
his dad.
to attest. We got nobody to attest to that anyway. But make your call.
Well, I have people talk. I mean, like since when he scored, I see now. I need to talking about his dad in a positive way on the U.S. Media. They were giving a history about his dad. That is a positive thing for him. But
The soccer
again,
history or
that's not
political history?
a good story about his dad's football career. But we're discussing other issues of Liberia too.
Yeah.
We'll get about politics is part of it. So, but we're just happy that for that moment, the historic moment, and happy that team came through and made all Liberians proud and his parents. So we're happy to celebrate him today. And back to religious and other issues concerning our country. We'll talk about it. So let's rock and roll.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Peabody.
Good to see everybody. Good to see. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It's good to be back. Firstly, let me join with others in applauding and congratulating Tim Weah. I think he made his parents very proud, made Liberians proud, and I'm very, very proud of him. Wish him all the best as he represents the US of A in the World Cup. But I'm looking forward to a very balanced and healthy discussion on the legit issues and the pros and cons, other stories that have come up on it. I'm looking forward to discuss that. But it's good to be here. Good to see you, Alex, and good to see everybody. See you. Good to see you too.
Thank you, Dr. Peabody. Thank you very much. The Honorable Kev Atman Hassan. Are you talking? All right, let's bring in Alex. Alex Williams, talk to us. Give us your intro.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah, talk to us.
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, I have some problem with my system. Every year, November is sad day for me. My sister passed away 2.5, 3 years ago. November 12, 2008, my mother passed away. So towards Thanksgiving, it's a sad day, for me in America. But, feeling down today, and after watching the game, lift up my spirit to see Liberian, playing, because we believe no matter what, Timothy Weah is a Liberian, and he's playing for America, but he's a Liberian, and score. My building were on fire. People jumping across the streets where I normally go and sit down, to have 1 or 2 drinks. They're on fire there. DC. I live close to DC. DC is on fire. To see Timothy Weah lighting up America today, it's a great day. It's a great day. He go down in the history. Person that scored against Wales. The last person that scored against Wales was King Pele of Brazil, and he scored against Wales. So it's a great day. Everybody talking about it in the news. So something good for America. America is celebrating that goal today. It's a great day. It lifts up my spirit.
Thank you. Let's bring in Alex. We want to say that this is a wonderful showtime today. We'll be discussing issue concerning the country after we discuss the allegations, what we heard today from the meeting. We discuss musability. We discuss other individuals and other news trending out there. Again, we will say collectively, bravo to Tim Weah, and thank God for the goal. We hope that America can bring victory to America. And we hope that the African nations that representing Africa in the game can bring victory to Africa likewise. Either or, let the best player and the best team win. Alex, talk to us. You on? Alex, you on?
Am I okay?
Yes, give us your intro. Just 30 seconds real quick.
Yeah, okay. So let me extend greetings to those who are monitoring the show, especially to my brother Keith Hassan and to the rest of the panelists. And let me also say a big thank you to Team Weir for the goal score today. Thank you so much, Stanton.
Thank you very much, Alex. And Alex, with everything you continue to do, we want to say we appreciate you. You take up your time to come on the show every day. You speaking out, pushing this thing concerning legislation and the census in the country. The world is watching you. If we can be of any help personally, I'll be willing to help you. I can announce it openly. And I hope, again, we extend our sympathy to your family for the passing of your father. We hope that, you guys remain strong. And I know I will organize the guys that we can send our help through this difficult time for you. What I can do to help you, we will discuss because you are doing extremely well for Liberia by putting out such a story that we have never seen or heard before. I will personally do everything I can by God's grace to help you because of what you're doing. You deserve to help. Your family deserves to help. And we would help you and help every Liberian that needs our help, like we always do. Personally, this is what we need to do. And this is what I will contribute to. So I appreciate you on the show again tonight. Honorable Eugene Fagon, he just popped in like that. We say what's up. Talk to us, my brother. Welcome
I just
to Spoon
popped in.
Talk.
I don't know what you guys were discussing, but those are us where our live phone that can't go outside with internet. I saw Alex text he sent me. Alex, my thoughts and prayers are with you, and my heart goes out to your family for the loss of your father. These are trying times, and to be in exile and your dad passed is quite unfortunate. And I must say, take heart. God's willing, we'll all be back together. And I know the old man, wherever he is, he's looking at his son and saying, son, I'm proud of you. I was off, and I don't know what was discussed before I came on, because they told me Stanton has bugged your system. Unless you cut it off and bring it back on, you will not be seen. So I had to, cut the computer off and reboot. So that's why I got lost. But if you can fill me in,
Yeah, this thing is I forgot. Hey, whosoever come on late, we try to block you a little bit for coming on late,
Yeah, but you
so
saw me
good.
in the background, you blocked me. And I can tell you from intelligence gather, it was the workings
There you
of
go.
Dr. Francine.
So intelligent on Spoon Talk there.
Yeah.
We want to say welcome to the show, Eugene Lamain Fagon. We appreciate you being on, guys. It's very serious time for Liberia. We can do only what we can do to come on the show and sacrifice every day, give our time to discuss issue. The issue that some folks in Liberia, they have been compromised, they're afraid to discuss. But we're talking. Liberian people were we were talking, and Liberian people were And, we will not draw back because this is the only country some folks do have, and that's the only country that will not deport them. So it takes everything in a man to discuss and hold the government feet to the fire. Today at Legis, let's start a conversation. Madam Joa Howard Taylor, day number 11 since the President Proclamation. November 11, 2022, he declared that Friday as a holiday. And on that day, is the beginning of the census. From that date to the date, the 21st, the government entity Legis, the chairman on the board, Samuel D. Twelve, finance minister, the acting director, Lawrence George, the technical team, and everybody. They welcome the partners, ECOWA, the ambassador, the vice president, welcome all of them. We got a clip. And they decided to give them report. Are these report a genuine report? I know everybody would take the pen and the paper and everybody watch. I woke up early this morning just to watch and to listen. Are these reports accurate? Are they sincere to the Liberian people? Today we heard about new form of money, a little over $1 million that they are requesting for. Every day is about the money is not enough. So we got those clips, we got those videos, we'll be playing it. And Alex, it's the reason why he's here today. We're going to hear from Alex. We're going to ask questions. We're going to discuss the importance of what we heard today. The importance of what we heard today concerning folks doing a daylight draft lie. You know when they say draft face? A daylight draft face lie. And we'll talk about the numbers. Some almost 1,000 folks are almost, they didn't get the money yet. Somebody said 900, somebody said 2,000. It was all over. Just a certain fee though. I understand when we were doing nursing in nursing school, you got to plan before you implement. And at the end, you re-eval. You do your evaluation. But it's like for Legis, we are implementing, then we go to planning. That's how the system is right now. For Legis, this kind of sensor thing, people are implementing, then later go into planning. But where are we? Let's bring in, before we move forward, I want to bring in Alex, give him a little bit of time, let him talk to us what he heard today, and let him distinguish, like our brother Eugene Fagon always said, fact versus fiction. G. Alex M. Williams, talk to us, please.
So thank you again, and it's a pleasing pleasure to be here again to join you all to provide an in-depth analysis about the press conference or release or whatever that was held today at Legis. But before going into that, Stanton, I will appeal that you provide me a minimum of 3 minutes to talk a little about the front page Africa story yesterday. And so last night, I saw a cover page of the front page Africa Today story. And in that cover page, they were providing some exception and saying that our edits wouldn't say X, Y, and Z. I want to state for the record, and I've sent you I've done a screen recording of my appearance and exactly what I said when I came on the show. At no point in time did I say Legis had a secret account in Cote d'Ivoire. And I've sent you the recording. I think you can even play it for the audience. What I said was that there was an account that was created in Cote d'Ivoire where money from the census account at EcoBank was going to, and that account was linked to the shipment of tablets and power bank. That is what I said. And I can recall that even Keith and Dr. Peabody asked me on the show as to whether the Minister of Finance was a signatory to that account. And my response was that Minister Twelve was using a gentleman who was a co-signatory to the tablet and shipment agreement that I presented to you, who was fronting for him. I also did not say when I came on this show the last time and the previous time, I've never said that $2 million United States dollars was moved to that account in the Ivory Coast. I'm on record for saying, in fact, with backed by evidence, that between the period of February 28 to March 2022, that over 136,000 went to that account in the Ivory Coast. And in fact, you even display it, and at the bottom of that exhibit was the issue of Bluecool and that of Avianet. I also said that the LACC, in its final report, after investigating Legis, it was proven that the company was fake as per the requirement of the government of Liberia law, which is the public financial management laws and the PPCC laws. All of them were violated. It is not a company, it's not an actual company. There is no valid tax clearance and business registration certificate for that company. And I also said to you that Minister Tuer was in the know of those things. And because he was a beneficiary of those exploits, that was the reason why he was not taking action even when he had the final report of the LACC. But Stanton, the last time Minister Tuer appeared on this show, Minister Tuer said to you and the Liberian people and the panelists that no member of Legis management was a signatory to the census account. It's on record here. What EcoBank has done today was to prove to the world that Mr. Tuer again lied blatantly to the Liberian people, and that my classification of him as a C-square liar was actually very correct, because it has now proven to the world that indeed there is an exclusive account for the census domicile at EcoBank Liberia. Nevertheless, EcoBank also just confirmed that money from that census account was transferred to the account that I made reference to in the Ivory Coast. So what Front Page Africa also did today was to again provide an accurate and to confirm and corroborate my allegation, just as the LACC confirmed and corroborated my earlier allegation that formed Mr. William Smith order created. They confirmed today that indeed there is an account, and that account is exclusively for census, and it is at EcoBank Liberia. I also never said on this show that Minister Tuer was a signatory to the account, and the recordings are all available. I listed Professor Francis Ray, the Director General. I listed Mr. Lawrence George, the Deputy Director for Administration. I listed Mr. Dominic Pay, the Controller, as 3 of those who were signatory to the census account. And I also want to say to Front Page Africa that all of these things were being misrepresented. In fact, in the very Front Page Africa paper, they said Mr. Wilmot Smith was the deputy for operations. Front Page Africa, there is no deputy for operation at Legis. Wilmot Smith was serving in the capacity as Deputy Director General for Information and Coordination. But let me say in conclusion with regards to this particular matter, that I respect, even up to now, Mr. Rognesi, and I hold him in high esteem. Whether you like it or not, Mr. Rognesi is one of the best we have in Liberia in the field of journalism. I have written an open letter to him. I have sent to him video recording of what exactly I said on the show, both in his both WhatsApp, and I've also published it on my Facebook page. And I'm looking forward to Mr. Rognesi and the Front Page Africa doing exactly what is right by apologizing to me within a period of 72 hours. And I have no doubt he will do so, because I have my character to protect, and his institution reputation is also on the line. And it is just fair enough that he do the honorable thing, he and his people, by providing the necessary correction and apology. So thank you, Stanton. That is how we want to close this particular aspect with regards to providing clarity on Front Page Africa, and then transition to the census, if there's no question.
Yeah, let me. I appreciate you that you went as far as acknowledging our brother Rodney to the story. We're going to flag this and we're going to move on because it is important for the flag that which is right. I'm going to, James, you want to put it up real quick? Let's put this up. This is from the Front Page newspaper. Providing clarity to the transaction and made the allegation. EcoBank stated that account number blank blank blank, Mr. Williams referred to, or by Williams, is a transit account created by EcoBank Cote d'Ivoire, the affiliate bank of EcoBank Liberia, for the specific transfer of US 10,000 on March 18, 2023 to a Avian consultant to transfer tablet to Liberia. This transfer, according to EcoBank, was done through a Viennet bank in La Côte d'Ivoire called Banque Atlantique de Côte d'Ivoire. If you go on the Front Page newspaper, Ronnie Smith is confirming. So let's go to the video. What was said by Alex Williams? Because when the report came out on Front Page, I mean, the entire sedition hierarchy called me, Fagon and team. They called me. They were like, "Oh my God, you see, Ronnie C. said this, Ronnie." I said, "You're hold your peace. We all can read, and even if we don't know how to read, we ask for an interpreter." So, but this is what was said, and I think this is
25 million. Minister Tour was just a spokesman. I don't know whether you noticed that the Minister of Finance is now the Minister of Information also. Next exhibit, tablet money account. Next exhibit, tablet money account.
This
That's
one,
it.
right? All right.
Perfect. So if you are in, or maybe if you are on Facebook or YouTube, you are seeing an account number 61000. In fact, it's 405514, and the customer ID. This is an account number that is in Cote d'Ivoire. Money from Lege's account, census account, is leaving and going to this account in Cote d'Ivoire. Who is the owner of this account in Cote d'Ivoire? Minister Tuer needs to tell the Liberian people. Is Minister Tuer having a residence in Cote d'Ivoire? Did he live there when he was working with the African Development Bank? Has he constructed a people structure in Cote d'Ivoire? Minister Tuer must come and tell the Liberian people where all this money are going.
Okay, so here's the issue, guys. We need to lay this. I'm sorry, I was in the back. We need to lay this to rest for us to move on. We'll give you guys a chance to ask a question if you do have any. The report from Front Page to what was said by Alex Williams. Let's lay this and move on. Dr. Richardson, you go first.
I don't have a question. I do recall me asking Mr. Williams on that very day about the account. I don't remember him saying anyone's name was on the account. He just verified that the account had a number. It was an EcoBank number, and money was being transferred from religious Liberia to an account in Ivory Coast. I do remember asking him that question because I wanted to clarify information. So I don't have a question.
Thank you very much. St. Thomas and Josh.
Alex, let me ask a question. Okay, with this account you talk about in Ivory Coast, okay, if one want to know how what can we be shown, or what can you show us show that this account belongs to Samuel Twe, and how can we realize that he put money into that
But he
account?
didn't say it belongs to Samuel Twe. Let me correct your question.
Stanton, please.
And that's
Stanton,
no.
please play the
Hold on
video
one
for
minute,
you.
Alex, hold on 1 minute.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
come on to what he said. September and George.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we'll play all the video, then we'll play the whole show over again for everybody to understand. So the spin that Alex said the account belonged to Samuel Twe. I want you to understand your question before you ask it. He didn't say the account belonged to Samuel Twe. Let me give you the chance again to ask your question.
Okay. But he's linking
Please
it to
play the
Twe.
video, Stanton.
I want to know the Twe involvement. That was my question. I want to know how can we bring how Twe is involved in that account. I want to find
Good
out.
question. Now you asking
Because
a good
he's
question.
the chairman of the board of
No,
directors.
we'll let Alex.
So in
Alex
terms of the board,
answer
that
it.
means you own an account.
But hold on now. Somebody,
No.
George, hold on, guys, hold on. We'll do this one at a time because it's very important for us to have this conversation and have it today. Alex, hold on. We are uploading the video. You have to hold on. But answer. I know you want to play this video because Timothy will get his answer from this clip. But I want you to speak because the video taking time to upload. So talk to us, Alex.
I would prefer to remain mute until the video is played.
All right. So then, Timothy, do you have any other thing to say?
Trying to establish how this. I know he keeps I know he keep referencing that to this account, to an in this account in Cote d'Ivoire and so forth. So the question that asks around is that
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How he linked to 12. So
I think there's a video. I think there's a video you were referring to. I think next exhibit because I want to give
Next exhibit, tablet money account. Next exhibit, tablet money account.
This one, right? All right.
Perfect. So if you are in, or maybe if you are on Facebook or YouTube, you are seeing an account number 61000. In fact, it's 405514, and the customer ID. This is an account number that is in Cote d'Ivoire. Money from Census account, Census account is leaving and going to this account in Cote d'Ivoire. Who is the owner of this account?
Thank you very much. Good day. Thank you. I think we're gonna wait a bit to get Alex back. Eugene, you were speaking, and Alex will come back to answer Timothy's question. Eugene.
Yeah, I was trying to just say, and I hope Timothy did not take offense. You had a question. Who is the owner of this account? Minister Twe is the chairman of the board of directors. And if you know who a chairman of the board is, it's someone that regulates the activities of an institution. Now, because he is, this guy said Minister Twe needs to come and tell us, because I'm the deputy, the other man the boss, we all Nestor, let him come and tell us. But Minister Twe wrote a letter to this bank in Ivory Coast. And I'm going to quote a sentence from there, strictly on my screen. He said, acting under, I'm quoting him in his letter right here.
Correct.
Acting under the PFM law, as minister, I do approve transfers of public monies to various government ministries and agencies under the PFM law and its general regulations. These entities are to follow established PFM procedures and protocols to access resources from the designated US dollar and Liberian dollar bank account at various financial institutions or banks. Minister Twe is the fiscal custodian of our monies. You can't be giving money and you don't know where it's going. And as chairman in this particular case of the board of directors, you ought to be brief and you ought to know, more especially being the chairman of the board of that institution. Secondly, we know what a transitory account is. Me serving in government, knowing what the process is, if you normally was an American and you went to Liberia to do business, we don't pay money from Liberia straight into America. That business must have an account which will be a transit, as you hear the word, transitory account. We put the money there, then you yourself take it on and send it to your place.
Let me
So
pause you,
for
my
accounting
brother.
purposes.
Let me pause you, Minister Fagon.
So,
let me bring
can I answer now?
hold on, Alex. I want to bring in Alex because you just hit something that we want to get to, but it's okay. It's fine. I like how you lay that out. Yeah, I like how you laid out because today we'll have slow jam. The people need to hear the truth. So we'll not be fights today. Alex, go ahead. Talk to us.
All right. So thank you so much. So you listen to the video and or the recording on exactly what I said. And if you go further, when Keith and Dr. P. Bode asked me the question with regards to signatories, I listed all those who were signatories to that account. But here's the thing, Stanton. Tomalin, were you not on this very show when Minister Tue came on this show and said that no Legis management member was a signatory to the census money, and I saw they couldn't steal the money? Were you not on the show?
He talked about two accounts. They're talking about which one they are, and the one with the basket, the one with the census basket, the one that Liberian government put money into, the one they were signatory to.
Didn't Minister Tue say the whole issue about the census money missing? He said, one thing I want you to understand clearly, that no Legis management is a member of the census account, and so there can be no way money will be missing from the census. Didn't you hear that?
Yeah, he said the money that government, the account that government put money into.
It's okay. Tumani is okay. Like just explain, Alex.
Okay, so Tumani,
it's not back and forth question with Tumani. I want you to explain, Alex, please.
Okay, you know, for me, I do screen recording of major events, and so I will send to you the Minister Tue saying to the Liberian people on that day that no Legis member or management team was a signatory to the census account. But before that show, Stanton, you hosted Minister Tue in April after I appeared on your show and I made those revelations. And you asked Minister Tue about the latest issue, and you specifically asked him with regards to the issue about the tablet shipment and this and that. Do you recall the response of Minister Tue? Minister Tue on that show that very day said those are you asked him whether when they get the report they will dismiss, people will take action, and he said it's not everything about dismiss, so some of those are their minor issues and things like that. Quote unquote, Minister Tue. That was in May when Minister Tue appeared on your show. It was in May. He made those revelations. Also, I'm saying to you, the LSCC has investigated this, and I've come up with a final report, and Minister Tue has a copy of that report, because on September 29, the email exchange can show that Minister Tue received those reports. I can also confirm to you that the reason Minister Tue is a beneficiary of that particular transaction, because when we were supposed to have agreed with the UNFPA to source the money from the census account to pay $79,000 for it, Minister Tue instructed Wilmot Smith to go ahead and shift that agreement to that of AVNet that had no valid tax clearance, that had no business registration certificate. That is why I keep.
Alex, let me hold you. Let me hold you, Alex. Let me say this, and this is fair. To be fair, to be frank on this program, and all Liberians listen to us. They just need to come out. Sintomani George, Kev Hassan, Eugene Fagon, Dr. Richardson, with the document of who owned this area net, where the money going, the company. Are they showing something? I mean, is something in secret, Alex, that we don't know? The money went into Ivory Coast, the Echo Bank. The money went there today, went there tomorrow, went there the day after. The money went there yesterday, went there. All this nonsense we are talking about. But I get something about who receiving the money. Are they paying taxes in Liberia? Do we have any documentation? Is it an Ivorian-based company? Is it a Liberia-based company?
Stato, can you read a specific portion of the LACC final report to the Liberian people so they understand?
We try to put it up. I just sent it to James to put it up. This thing moving very fast. It will be very important. I read that last night to someone. It's on the LACC report when they talk about BLUKU, Bleku, and Avenet. They are there. It's part of the report. It's part of the recommendation. But let's move on, because we got a lot to talk about today. Right now, running on the front page newspaper, and I'll bring in Kev Hassan. This is what is happening, guys, on front page newspaper. This is what happened. Our own brother running here. James, can you put it up? It's not opening. There we go. I want us to take a look at this one. This is very important. It says that amid controversy over process leading into 2023 election, legislators count less than 5% of Liberia estimated 5 million people. Less than 5%. And we are yet today to discuss why. I'm not talking about another diplomatic passport scandal, somebody killed himself in Istanbul. I'm not talking about that. We'll come to that later. But for 11 days, under the leadership of Samuel Twe, Lawrence George, I will ask my question because I think we need to move on.
I think I want to come back to. You
know what, Kev, you're quite correct. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Come make your kick, Kev. Listen, I take that, but I need to move on. Talk to us on the first issue at hand. Go ahead.
Yeah. The first issue, I would say like this. I think, Alex, you need to cut the crap. Stop talking on both sides of your mouth. You accuse where? You call him 419.
But you cannot say he's talking crap now, Kev. Let's show some respect. No. We'll not take that, Kev.
C-square.
Kev, we'll not take that. Don't say he's talking crap. He have never offended anybody on this set. We will treat him with respect. You cannot say he's talking crap. No, we all know what crap is.
No, what he says.
No, Kev. Say it not on the show. Kev, no, you will not move on. You will treat him with respect that he have treated you with respect. You can say it when two of you are talking in the back, but you will not say it on the show.
Crap is
Be nice to the gentleman. It's so we know what crap is.
No,
so let's move on, please.
Let me.
Yes, I'll have to hold you in check there, please.
Let me continue. When Alex, all the time Alex on the show, he accused Samuel Twe. He accused Twe of having this account. He asked Twe to produce this account, to tell the Liberian people where this account from. He accused Twe of taking money from the Legis account to this account, meaning that it's a secret account. That is meaning the Liberian people don't know. Anything the Liberian people don't know is a secret. We can't come here to say, oh, what Front Page Africa saying, or what's they saying. We can't play that game.
If you listen to my audio just now, I said money is leaving the Census account and going to that account.
Alex, let me finish.
Legis money leaving to that account. And what Tomlin said, that's the question we asking him. He keeps saying to aware. Yes, maybe somebody aware that who killed JFK, who killed Martin Luther King. Yeah, maybe somebody there aware who killed. That's not a best to accuse somebody because you say the person aware. So how can Alex come on the show? The only thing he can tell us to aware. But we asking him, show us something that Twer took part in anything. We won't see it. But he keep talking on the both sides of his mouth. No, I accused. Oh no, I said this. No, I said this. Tell us, show us. Don't tell me because he's the bold, so he know, he aware. So because he's the this, he's the that. No, Stanton Witherspoon, you the head. You own Spoon. We had a journalist that did racketeer on somebody. We would say Stanton Witherspoon aware? No, we will not say Stanton Witherspoon aware because some of our guys that did something. No. So we're not saying something happened because he come up with a lot of stuff them that don't even no credibility on them. Look at this thing. Let's say and somebody to aware. The other spreadsheet, the other information, you know he took it from a spreadsheet.
Kev, who is the director of the board? Who is the board chair?
So, but how can you say,
who is the board chair? No, Kev, I'm asking you. Kev, I'm asking you a question. Who is Kev Hassan? Kev Hassan, you can be excited, it's no problem. But we're gonna have a good conversation tonight.
No, what Alex is doing,
Kev Hassan. Kefico, you will answer the question. Who is the chairman of the board? Who is the chairman of the board?
I'm telling you, CEO, Alex is calling you. He's a call man. He is calling you.
Calling me for what?
He's calling you.
For what?
It's a racketeer. He calling you.
Answer the Labrador people. Kev Hassan. Answer the Labrador people question.
The sooner you can get rid of Alex and let's continue our show, that is better for our show. This man is a complete racketeer. Just move on and have a show. He brings here. And
let me Fago, you come here. Hold on 1 minute. Kev, calm down. Let me ask you a question. You need to answer this. Who is the chairman of the board when you talk about legis? Who's the chair?
So
no, just answer my question. I want to say something.
If he's the chairman,
answer my question.
Of the board, you bring account that you bring account that then not only you say that man.
Kev Hassan, answer my question. Who's the chair of the board?
Summit is the chairman of the board. So let me make my point now. He transferred this account.
Kev, let me make my point.
He transferred this account.
Kev, let me make my point. Kev, hold on. Calm down. But Kev, you are not doing justice. Calm down. I ask you a question. No. Kev, I ask you
from Alex.
Kev, calm down. You answer my question. You said Samatwe is the chair. You're feeding without come or anything. You gotta chill.
No, let's stop this show.
I asked you a good question. You said Samatwe is the chair. I will ask you my one last question. Who is the finance minister?
See you see
I'm that serious.
Because he's the finance minister.
So
he knows about this account.
Is the chair.
So he know about this account.
So let me take my time now, my brother. Kev, I said my brother. Let me take my time. Fagon, I come to you. Samatwe. But Kev, let's move on now. Begging you. Fagon, Samatwe is the chair. Let la brother. Hey, God.
Alex is witch hunting this man because of his own CEO.
Kev, so we come back to you. Don't let me do this, Kev. Do not allow me to implement Article 5 of the school constitution. Do not allow me to implement Article 5 of the school. Do not allow me to implement Article 5. Yeah, but Becky, hold on now. Hold on.
Jump to come on the network.
Hold on. My brother, hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. I got to meet you small. Like, I got to do this. Fago, I'm coming to you, my brother. Samuel Twe, and I'm sorry for what you say. Samuel Twe is a finance minister. Samuel Twe is the chairman on the board. Samuel Twe is the one that just said to Joel Howard Taylor, Madam VP today, that Legis is requesting $1.something million, but we are allocated half of that amount to be given this week. Who sent out the money, Eugene? Who found the money? Who regulates the money? You have your time, Eugene. If you can answer this question, like bro will be happy tonight. Talk to us.
On the first page of Minister 12, I'm happy Kev is getting to test some of the things that made journalists call me General Fixer. Sometimes some of them call me Colonel Cleanup. Because if you have a copy of 12's letter, before you write down, he listed that he needed the following information. He numbered from 1 to 8. You see that part? If you're looking at the letter, look right beneath it.
Send me the letter, please, if you do.
What it says when he wrote EcoBank, I will do. What he says is this. And this is what Kev is trying to talk for the man when the man has spoken for himself. And you say something different from what the man is saying. So let me read exactly what he said in his letter to EcoBank in Ivory Coast. As minister, I'm quoting him now, as Minister of Finance Development Planning, I preside over the nation's public finance architecture as described under the Public Financial Management Law and can request from EcoBank and other banks financial information relevant to the government ministry or agency. So, what has 12 said to the people? As Minister of Finance, I'm quoting here again in his letter, and Development Planning, I preside over the nation's public finance architecture. And that is why this brother is saying, not only does he preside over the nation's financial architecture, he's also the chairman of the board of the institution here in question. Therefore, Alex is justified in calling on the Minister of Finance to tell the Liberian people in dual capacities where the money going to that account from.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
You keep saying
you're wrong. You're wrong.
Minister 12 be aware.
You're wrong.
Minister 12 should be aware, Kev, because he said he's the presiding officer.
Alex is accusing the minister.
Kev, we'll come back to you. Kev, don't do this. Kev, don't do this.
You're wrong.
Kev, don't do this. That's not how to fight. We'll come back to you. You gotta wait.
Kev, you can't through the TV. You will still go down the place so to go. You can't come through A. Because the truth here is, Minister 12 says in his letter right here, as Minister of Finance, I preside over the nation's public financial architecture.
Correct.
Then you come here, you say why he should be aware. You know who presiding over the financial architecture of the country? You come here and ask the Liberian people, why should Minister 12 be aware? You don't know he's the chairman of the board of Legis? Who sent you on this platform to come ask this kind of question, Kev? What we should be saying here, if I were in a seat you were sitting, hold on. If I were in a seat I was sitting, you are sitting, I will not be asking why is 12 aware when 12 is telling you why he's aware. What I will be saying is that looking at the document, there is nothing there to suggest that Minister 12 was the one who transferred the money, nor was Minister 12 the one who received the money. If you have any other discussion, let's proceed. Until you can show me that it was Minister 12 who transferred the money, or he was the one who received the money, let's discuss where the Liberian people monies have landed so that we can all find a common ground. But not to can say, Why should Minister Twe be aware when he finished answering you in a letter? Why should he be aware when he's the chairman of the board of directors? These were some of the things I had to study before coming on a platform like this in order to defend government's program projects.
The Honorable Minister Eugene Lamifagon, we say thank you very much. Let me bring in Dr. Richardson. We got to close on this.
I have to respond. Yeah, we'll talk this. No.
Mr. Fagon.
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. You got one moderator. Okay, you will not respond to everybody.
No,
you been on the line already. You been on the line already. Dr. Richardson, please speak. Then we'll come back to Kev.
So I just want to add to what Mr. Fagon said.
Like we try to carry something. If we do that, we're carrying something. So the audience will see that.
Yeah. Let the audience see. Let Dr. Richardson speak. Let Dr. Richardson speak, Kev. Let Dr. Richardson speak. Dr. Richardson, go ahead, man.
So to me, the second part of what Mr. Fagon said is even more important to me. And he said, I can request from financial institution relevant transaction. And I'm not quoting the exact word. So if Mr. Twe is aware and people are saying that there's a transaction that is occurring from Lich's Bank in Liberia to Sierra Leone, he can request from any financial institution in Liberia about the Liberian people money and say, placard it in the newspaper and say, yeah, I either am transferring or not transferring money from Lich's account. He has the authority to do that based on what he wrote and what Fagon said. So that's what I wanted to add.
So Kev, you can come in now. Just tap it one time, Kev. It will unmute. All right, let me do it for you. Relax. Just move your hand. I'll do it for you. Don't move your hand for on it, Kev. Move your mouse for on it. Kefico. Just tap it one time. Let's see.
Start on while Kev is coming on. Let me say this quickly. That Minister Twe was on your show the last time. At one point, he was telling you in the public that only in 2019 he transferred 300,000 to Legis. Subsequently, he told you when you show him evidence of transfer last year and this year, he started somersaulting. Minister Twe is also saying to you that he approves all transfer and payment of government funds. So if the same Minister Twe is dilly-dallying with the Liberian people and providing fake information, then just like any reasonable person would say, let him come and tell the Liberian people where the money is going.
And that was my question, Alex. That's my question. I'm not cutting you off. I won't break it.
It's a signatory. No, you should kind of provide the information to the people.
Alex, I agree with you. I will bring in Hassan because after Hassan, I want us to talk about the vice president interview today, what the folks heard, whether they were facts or fiction. So let me bring in the Honorable Kev Hassan.
Okay. What Fagon, by the way, Fagon is a trained propagandist. Next week he can take that same thing and turn it over. so he trained on that. That same thing he can.
So who trained you too? You making mistake? You pass the test.
So he can do that. But let's underline relevant transaction. Relevant transaction. What Alex is saying and calling the transfer a 419 and say Samuel Twe should talk about 419 transaction. Is that a relevant transaction he presides over? That's a relevant transaction Samuel Twe should talk about. Why Samuel Twe should dignify a accusation from Alex? Alex, the one that show account. Nothing stayed there in Twe. So what Twe state that Fagon is reading is true. Relevant transaction. He's the finance minister. He is the finance minister. We are talking about Alex, an accusation of a dubious account, a 419. He called the minister 419. So the minister should come talk about account that he don't know about. That's Alex 419 thing he's talking about. The minister explained on the show clearly. And today, the partners were there while the minister were talking. Toga McIntosh from your party, Dr. Richardson, stated on the show and said, I was right that the latest money, because of our partners that in there, it's almost impossible to take money from there. So Toga is lying. All the other people is lying. Why we would believe somebody like Alex who have motive from the beginning? So how can you say, we talk about relevant transaction, don't we bring in some bogus thing that this man accusing? Oh, Amateur will explain money going Ivory Coast. Matter of fact, he's talking about 25 a million mop-up exercise that my brother here, Fagon, explained it well to the Liberian people. That was not $25 million, it was 17. Fagon here, that's sitting here. Explain that to the Liberian people. I think Fagon, you should have looked at Alex in the face and say, my brother, that one you lie. Because I here explain that. You should tell Alex, he lie. So this man is accusing Cametware for spending 25 million to Ivory Coast. The mop-up exercise, which you Fagon defended. And you know that's not true. So call him out. Minister Fagon, call Alex out. That lie number one. He said that. It's on tape.
Okay, so let's move on now. You make your point.
Allow Alex to con us. Because for me, it's a con man.
Kev, if we check you out now, you got to listen now. Kev, if we flag you, listen for us to move on. I have a question. Kev saying that these accounts, they are not relevant accounts.
79,000.
Okay, I have a question from the LCC report, guys. Case number 2, paragraph 1. If James, you can just put it up, I will be so happy today. Case number 2, paragraph 1. What is displayed and what was displayed when Alex was speaking? He talked about Avenant and BLUKU Blaku services, right? At these accounts, these agency or offices or businesses, are they relevant, Kev Hassan?
Repeat it again.
What is shown here on the LCC report, right? Are these businesses relevant? Can you say they have a relevant account that Liberian people need to talk about? Right there.
You showing me
No, it's right on the screen. It's right on the screen, Kev.
I've seen it that I don't have any idea about it. So I don't have
Kev, it's right there. No, it's not that who have idea. Let's read it. This is the LCC report. The report that came out. You can read it. You get glasses, you can see better than I do.
Yeah, I've seen it. But I don't have any clue about the LCC. What I'm seeing here.
No, Kev, if you don't have clue, let me continue. No. I don't want to give you a chance. You say you don't have clue. So let me ask you. No. Kev, I'm done with you. Kev, let me move on. I got the flow. Kev, I got the flow. I'm speaking. No. Kev, no. I'm speaking. You say you don't have a clue. Don't take my time. Don't take my time. Get on your Christmas lion on. Let me ask you a question, right? This is very important. This is important in the sense that thank God you got a Christmas lion on.
You asked me for something.
But I told you said they are LCC report. But stop screaming.
LCC.
Stop screaming. I passed. No.
You showed me something like that.
Man, I left you a long time. Stop screaming. I'm done. You answer my question. I'm done with you. But let me say this to you, okay? I don't know what happened with his computer. I'm so happy it's like that. Yeah. But let me say this to you real quick. It is important for us to understand these are relevant accounts in Ivory Coast. That where the Liberian people money went. Even LCC LCC put that in their report. They say Wilmer Smith, Lawrence George, Dominic Pay, respectively, they put a position acted negligently in the recruitment of both Avenant and Blackwood Services Limited for the purpose of transportation and fresh forwarding services to bring in 21,000 tablet and power banks and accessory to Liberia without adhering to the public procurement law of the land of Liberia, as well as negligently failing to withhold taxes remit same to government of Liberia revenue account. Look at this big one, Fago. To withhold taxes.
They pay taxes. They
pay no taxes. Then we get our brother Ken Hassan say you don't know what's that. You do not know what's that because you are not following the prayer in stealing. So the issue is, folks, the issue is that if they name Lawrence George, the president refused to fire Lawrence George because of Simon Twice said don't fire him. If they name Wilmer Smith, they got rid of Wilmer Smith. They named Dominic Pay. What are they still doing there? The highest entity of the land that will recommend prosecution, charges. That these guys then, like I said in here, let me read it again for Labrador to understand. This is heartbreaking. Look what it says. Acted negligently in the recruitment. And a painful thing that hurt Liberians today, as well as negligently failing to withhold taxes, made seem to government of Liberia revenue account. They got and took the money, didn't pay a dime. So if Samuel Twain, people ask him, but how did you say, how Samuel Twain got involved? Samuel Twain got involved because he's the finance minister. He should ask questions and know where the Liberian people money going. Not only he's the
Start on 1 second, sorry. Sorry, 1 second, start on.
Let me learn, Alex. I'm in flat. I will crash if you do that to me. God forbid.
Go ahead.
If you do that, not only this man is a finance minister, but guess what? He's the head of that entity. If you put 5 cents in that entity, you put 10 cents, you put 15 cents, that would be 30 cents. He want to ask Kev Hassan, how did you spend the 30 cents? Give us report. Kev Hassan will say, I sent 10 cents to Ivory Coast. Why? But he's the finance minister. He'll say, but Kev, the business you sent it to in Ivory Coast, did they pay taxes to Liberia? Are they paying taxes? Do we have the business agreement, the business document? Come on, man. That we supposed to tell you? Don't do this to us, man. But go ahead.
Sorry, let me say something.
Go ahead.
It's very simple.
It looks like
the only way you can pay tax as a business friend, you must be a registered business friend, number one. Number two,
tax
you must
ID
have
number.
A tax identification number.
Yep.
So the reason why you see in the LCC report that the taxes were not remitted, because it confirmed what I just said, that the company does not exist, it's a 419 company. And that guy is fronting for Minister 12. That is why they will not pay tax. Because who's paying the tax? It has to be a business friend paying the tax. And their business friend have to be registered. So that's just simple.
But let me say this.
Based
on Minister 12 inquiry to the bank, I don't know who advised 12 to write a letter to the bank, but the bank was savvy in its reply to 12. Just as you see the latest report confirming the dubious act of the transaction.
We're going to read this. I beg you, my brother. It is important for us to read this reply. It is important.
I can read it for you.
Yeah, I beg you, read it, my brother. Read it.
It says, we refer to your letter reference GOLMFPD 2-1 yada yada yada. Your claim of malicious maligning of your name by an ex-staff of the Liberia Institute of Statistics and Geo-Information alleges Yeah, the response now, auto dot dot. We can confirm as
Below.
below
Mhm.
that the account reference in your letter, now let's talk about, is not a Legis account, a transit account used to consummate XOF transaction with our affiliate bank
In Cote
in Cote
d'Ivoire.
d'Ivoire, else the name EcoBank Cote d'Ivoire. So they confirmed that the account exists, but it was not a transitory account. Number two, because the account in question is not a Legis account, we cannot release all the third parties' details.
I'll
as
hold you right there,
requested.
Fago.
Oh,
I'll hold you
okay.
right there. Fago, let me
Okay.
hold you right there.
That
Number
is why
one.
the brother said 20 to tell why the money
Fago.
went to that
Fago.
place.
Fago, let me hold you right there. I'm begging you.
Okay.
Who get a business to Avant Blackou? Who gave them the business? Who signed a contract with them?
Now
And
Alex and
Legis?
Kev. Now Alex and Kev.
No. Okay, I will take that the other way around. That Legis. That Legis signed a contract with them. Okay? Is Senator telling us this thing was done and he's not aware that they were signing to buy 21,000 tablet and power bank and he Senator didn't know? But I will give
Sorry,
you
let me hold you there,
But you
Stato.
want to give me the chance to kind the bank will tell you.
Stato, no,
The
sorry,
bank-
baby, let me hold you there.
I don't want you to come here. I
No,
want
this
to
is very
trust you.
sensitive. Let me give you this information. This is very sensitive.
Mhm.
The head of Legis is Professor Francis Ray.
Mhm.
From Professor Francis Ray was in Liberia. The date of the signing of that contract. But that contract on a Saturday was signed on behalf of Legis by Wilmot Smith, not the head of the entity. Number two, Minister Tua don't know that what he has done by writing the bank, he has exposed himself. And I can confirm to you tonight that all of the necessary investigation and documentation on Minister 12 has been done by credible people who are monitoring this. And I can confirm to you in the weeks to come, Minister 12 will receive his own share of what he deserves. I can tell you for a fact that he has exposed himself. He has shown to the world that he was covering up things. And I think the Echo Bank did not even help him. They even shoot him in the last for.
That's why I want to read the next two
something
dots.
is happening at Echo Bank right now as I speak with regards to this whole investigation. But I will unveil that to the Liberian people in subsequent time. Let me stop here.
Now listen to this. Listen to this very indicting 2 bullet points in the letter from Legis. It says bullet point, the third one.
No, hold on. I beg you. Do you want us to put the Echo Bank down and get the latest letter?
No. Let's use Echo Bank. I beg you just for this one. They're 2 bullet. I beg you. I'll move from there.
Go ahead.
I'll come back again.
Go ahead.
They want that the minister letter.
Okay.
Put the latest and the Echo Bank letter back.
Okay. Talk to us.
Those 2 bullet points, look there, as it relates to the transaction. Now, what the people saying now? As it relates that the bank writing to the transaction, which the highlighted source documents relates to, it is an instruction. It is an instruction by Legis to transfer the sum of 10,000 to Avionet Consulting through Banque Atlantique de Côte d'Ivoire on the 18th of March 2022. Next bullet point, listen to the one. The first one was instruction, right? Listen to the second one. This transaction was signed in line with the mandate of Legis 6100064362. And we can confirm that you are not a signatory to the Legis account. Just as the boy said, Minister Tua is not, but all other people are. They said it was a mandate from Legis that made the transaction go through. This is Echo Bank.
But listen to the last paragraph. They can confirm that Samuel Twain.
Yeah, but Kev, you were like Kev.
That's what
Kev,
I said to you.
This guy is fronting from Mr. Twain.
You'll
Yes,
get
that's what I said
drafted.
to you. When
You're
Minister Twain
forcing
wrote
this
a letter,
to be.
can
It's
you put
stated
Minister
right
Twain
there.
letter up, please? Let me show Kev what Minister Twain requested
You
in his letter.
don't mute me, man.
I will mute you because we are waiting for your turn. Listen, Kev, listen. We will speak one at a time.
Yeah,
Even if you want to make a genuine point, you gotta wait. Don't interrupt.
No. You know why I don't
No,
wait?
yeah. I will mute you. You gotta wait.
I have limited.
It doesn't matter. You gotta wait. My man. I always beg you. I said moderator show you said no. So that's why I'm gonna speak. We'll come back to you.
The
Don't
reason
interrupt.
why they say we can confirm that you are not a signatory to the account is because Minister Twain asked them specifically whether he was a signatory to the account. He started his letter by saying, and I read, I formally bring to your attention a malicious campaign by the dismissed yada Williams to sully my high-end reputation. Mr. Williams has alleged on Spoon Talk, an internet-based talk show that is broadcast on few radio stations locally, that I, in my capacity as minister and chairman of the board, personally transfer monies from latest account, EcoBank, to a banking account I allegedly created in La Côte d'Ivoire. I have herewith photocopy XYZ. He went on in there again to say that they accuse him of being a signatory. So if you look at the 1 to 8 bullet points he made, the people have to respond to them one by one. So
Thank you.
wait, number 2. If you look at number 2, can you highlight number 2 on the screen? It says
Authorized.
following information will be very helpful. Number 2, authorized signatories for withdrawing funds from said account. So the people say,
answer your question. So now let's bring in our brother Kwek. Let's bring in our brother Kev Hassan Kev Hassan to go ahead and
the
talk to us.
question he asked that the answer the poor gave him.
Kev Hassan, you got the floor. Everybody will mute themselves.
You know very well that Samuel Twain is a very intelligent man. That if Samuel Twain has something to hide, why would Samuel Twain write the bank? Why would Samuel Twain write the bank? That's, if anybody think that way, it to me it sounds stupid. Because why? The bank confirmed that Samuel Twain don't have nothing to do with our accounts. They say I can confirm. They confirm it. But what I'm hearing here, you put it on Samuel Twain. The bank say you get nothing to do with it. You say he got something to do with it. How we can sit here with a straight face and try to brainwash our people? This man wrote the bank. This man wrote the bank. It's not a Liberian bank. It's not a bank that owned by Samuel Twain or the government. He wrote the bank. Let the bank explain. The bank explained. Looking for somewhere to hold Samuel Twain. And nothing there that show, nobody can show anything here but Samuel Twain. Oh no, he's a board. Oh no, he's a board. Oh, he's a this. Show me something that said on that paper you got Samuel Twain. Your brother LCC, Wilmot Smith. Oh, Samuel Twain, no. So Samuel Twain is guilty by association now. Samuel Twain is guilty by association. That's the standard. That's the standard. So for
Steve, do you know what is called malfeasance and non-feasance?
For me, I think, you know what I want us to do?
Do you know what is called fiducial responsibility?
I think we should stop disgracing the network and move further, because that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. We should move further. because we cannot allow.
You know what I think you should do?
I think
you should leave. I think you should leave the network. I think you should stop disgracing yourself and leave the network for a few days. I think it will be better because nobody disgracing the network. Nobody disgracing the network when you fail to realize that Samuel 12 is all over this thing. When you fail to realize that Samuel 12 is doing everything beyond though, and you saying that you are blinded. You are blinded to the reality and what is going on that killing our country called Liberia. You are blinded, willfully, intentionally.
No, it's not.
I beg to move on. Sintumani George come in.
It's not.
Sintumani George come in.
Good question. Avianet. Avianet is it works with airlines. What's the relationship between Avianet and Legis?
Who you asking? Who you asking?
Alex, send you from Legis.
So all the
Avianet.
things we're talking all day long.
Okay, let me confirm what the relationship. The relationship as proven. They want to let me say it now. LCC.
Yeah.
The relationship as proven by the LCC final report says Legis enter into a contract with Avianet for the shipment of tablets and power bank.
21,000.
Following the laws of the Republic of Liberia.
But too many get it paper.
Willfully,
too many got it, Alex. Alex. Too many got it.
Let me just before we move on.
Alex, let me tell you something. And let Liberia hear this to them back off. In Germany, they got it, right? Every document Stanton got it. For too many to ask us today, what's the relationship, Avianet and Legis? Are you serious? That we supposed to say?
Let me ask one question. Before I move forward, let me just ask something for Alex. Okay, Alex, I want to ask a question. Take my question with impulsive strike. You did something very patriotic for the country. Whistleblower. That's not that people around the world take for granted. Those who are whistleblowers, they are patriots, they are nationalists. But when you did it, you got suspended for doing it, which is something that ranked up. People wonder. But you're very close to it. But then I think you got suspended. He brought you back to work. Then the president decided to fire you or whatever the case. So my question is, you have all the information. Why now? Why you until to reach to this point?
Good question, and I hope I will have sufficient time to respond. And it is backed by evidence. I'll send all of those things to start on. When I talk, normally I don't just talk, I present the facts supported by evidence. The very first time I raised the issue of corruption and I resigned was in 2018, July. And that was from the Liberia Demographic and Health Survey when I was serving as project coordinator. I resigned because of corruption, because up to today, out of 5 cars that they said that was purchased, only 4 reached. And I was vindicated by the audit report done by Mo Steven. You should know Mo Steven. It's an international auditing and consultancy firm. That was the first time I resigned for corruption, and the document are there from the Liberia Demographic. That was in 2018, July. That was a few months after I was appointed at Legis. The next time I resigned because of corruption was in 2019. From the same issue about corruption, I resigned as Census project coordinator. I left and I went to school. That letter also is there. In fact, Front Page Africa did a story on it. You also may not be aware, after I got suspended as Census project coordinator in February, constantly writing, and I got reinstated by the board, not by Samuel as an individual, but the entire board of Legis, including the EU ambassador, was in that meeting on the 25th of August. After I got reinstated as Census project coordinator, I wrote a technical note to the board to inform the board that Now that you have reinstated me as project coordinator and have done some assessment of the situation, the census is not feasible in October, now it's feasible in November. And so from my technical advice, I'm advising that we shift it because of XYZ. I listed all of the technical reasons. Stanton also have that technical note. I show he has shared with you people. The UNFPA have that technical note. The World Bank have that technical, everyone. While I was reinstated as project coordinator, Wilmer Smith was still running the census without my involvement, knowledge, and other things were going proceeding in error. On September 9 this year, I again resigned as census project coordinator. I hope you're listening to all of the time I resigned and the reasons. When I resigned on September 9 as census project coordinator, I can show you reply to my emails, and I can show you phone calls and messages from members of the board asking me to return. And I said, absolutely, this time around, no. And they asked me, since I didn't want to retain as census project coordinator, who can I recommend? And I recommended Mr. Chie Sanford Wilson, who today you saw alleges during the presentation. He is the Assistant Minister for Vital Statistics at the Ministry of Health. And he is a seasoned demographer and population scientist. He's one of the best Liberia can post up right now. When I recommended him to head the census because it was going into serious problem, Minister Tuer refused for Stanton Wilson to head the census as census project coordinator, along with Professor Francis Ray. And they went to the University of Liberia and took Dr. Sidi. Dr. Sidi taught me demography at the lower level at the University of Liberia. Minister Wilson also taught me demography 301, 302, direct and indirect technique in population estimation. So they went and took Dr. Sidi. Dr. Sidi, yes, I respect him. He's a well-seasoned demographer and whatever, but that's not the man you need right now for the situation. He's of age, he's old, you know, he's tired. He's basically, you know, right now he's the chairman of the demographic department at the University of Liberia. He should be in our field, you know, providing lecture and things like that. But he's not the guy you want to take over such a situation. And they stopped Minister Wilson from taking over the census. And so, moving fast forward on September 29, I wrote the board. I said, I'm tired. Let me use it in simple English. I said, after I resigned as census project coordinator on September 9, on September 29, I wrote the board. I said, I'm tired. You give me permission. I want to resign as Deputy Director General for Statistics. September 29, this year. They talk to me, oh, we'll handle the situation, we'll do this, we'll do that. Until they didn't handle the situation. Thursday, the 10th of November, a day before the census, when Wilmer Smith called on OKFM and lied to the people that everything was okay, I felt at that moment that I will not go down in history with these guys, remaining mute, knowing fully well that nothing is okay. And so I will call to set the record straight. And so I called and said nothing was okay. That Thursday, after I said nothing was okay, the minister was very angry. Because prior to that Thursday, the minister had appeared on this very spoon talk and said that enumeration and everything was okay, if you remember. That was the time he was even asked about a luscious hour 160,000. And he said everything was okay and this and that. In fact, they have made the international community and partner to even write that the census was on course. And I said the census wasn't on course. So that very Thursday, when I called, I'm told the president was angry because the way they presented it to the president, that Alex Woden was undermining the government, he was lying, he was disrespecting your authority, and other kinds of things. So they called me to a meeting. I was in that meeting on Thursday from 1 p.m. up to 9 in the evening. asking me all kinds of questions, how we can solve it and this and that. And again, I told them my honest opinion that the stage we were, there was no way we could salvage the situation. Because I'm telling you, at the time, it was 9 o'clock in the night. There was no even listing. We didn't know who were going to be supervisor, who were going to be enumerator, and whatever. So fast forward, after they appealed to me and said I should go on a Saturday, when I went, because other ministers talked to me, the minister Piso Sedita and other people on the board and said, oh, let's try and solve it. So that Saturday I went there to Ladies Compound. While I was there, Minister Tua was making call to Finabondo and other people for my dismissal. And somebody in along Minister Tua placed the phone on a call, and I was listening to Minister Tua. And so I told the other people, other ministers, and other people who were talking to me, they didn't hear what Minister Tua is doing. Whenever they call me to a meeting for Minister Tua to come so we can solve things, he will be on the other side orchestrating things against me. And so I went home that night on Saturday and I resigned. Stanton has a copy of my letter. On Saturday, he received it. Minister Fagon contacted me on a Saturday. I confirmed it. The European Union ambassador have a copy of my letter on a Saturday when I resigned. They called me to a meeting again on the Sunday after I resigned, talking to me that they will solve the problem and this, that I shouldn't go for it. Because on that Saturday, I was supposed to appear on Spoon Show. Stanton is my witness. I called him. I said, no, I cannot do that because the government and other people are talking to me. And this is our country. Other people in the ruling establishment started to talk to me. I said, okay, I will not make public my resignation, but you should know that I'm committed to it this time around. I'm not going to go back. So Monday, I went and took all of my things. In fact, on that Sunday, after the meeting, they told me, they say, withdraw your letter of resignation. I said, I cannot do it. So they asked Minister Piso Sedita to respond to my letter of resignation. Minister Piso Sedita responded to my letter of resignation on Sunday. Stanton, you have all of those emails exhibit. You can show it to the public if I'm lying. So the following Monday in the morning, I went to Ladies and I took all of my personal belongings from my office because I was gone. I had resigned. That is why it was shocking to me Monday evening to start receiving call that I was dismissed by the president. How can you dismiss?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's move on, guys.
Thanks for the clarity. Thanks for the clarity. Thanks for the clarity.
It's very, very
I
surprising.
appreciate you so much for your clarity.
It's very, very
I just pray, I hope
surprising
that the
somebody-
Minister of Finance could break his silence on this and on this issue because
I mean, the real problem of Liberia census in
No, Alex, let's calm down. Alex, I beg you, hold on. Alex, I beg you, let's just calm down. Timothy, I think you are fair not only to yourself, but a lot of Liberians that we gave Alex the time. He went over this story again. You know, it is important for us to do this. And as I said, I will hustle around, but Alex shouldn't be eating dry rice. Alex shouldn't be on the run for doing that which is good and fair. I will hustle. I'll beg for money. If I can help Alex, I help him. If I can do it again and again and again, I will. For him to be transparent, blow whistle. You want to hit him? You want to say he's a con artist? You want to say he lied? Believe it or not, he could have joined the Fagon Corner cartel. And then everybody should have eaten.
Point of correction, that one is not a cartel, it's a Southeastern company.
Southeastern company, thank you. And everyone was going to be eating. But guess what? He said, no. I choose country over party, country over individuals. And everyone listen to us all that I have opposite ideas to choose party over country. It's a problem. Look at the letter 712 wrote to EcoBank and look at their response. It's damaging. Who is advising these guys? It is damaging, folks. There's a powerful evidence against Samuel Twe. This is Liberia we are talking about. I'm ashamed for my crew brother Samuel Twe. I'm disappointed in him. Why go down this road if you could be helping the president to have a better path towards re-election? Why go down this road, Minister Twe? If you are allowed folks that have been accused with much evidence that you know they have failed when it comes to census. November 11 came and gone. Today is November 21st. And yet this is what we gathered today. And I know we'll be closely on this story. Dr. Peabody, you should please go first. I know you're busy. When you're working like that, thing get busy. But this is what we should be discussing. Today's report, when Madam VP visited the headquarters, and guess what happened? The report is coming up. Less than 5%. Since President George Manuel Weah declared a holiday, since that proclamation, they were misinformed, misapplication. Everybody was talking suitcase. So you can see the one they're asking for procurement. You can see the one they're asking the technical team. Confusion to its highest level. Again, Senator was sweating. I have my question, Liberian. Why put yourself in a situation you can't handle? And I will go back to my crew brother, Rufus King. Say better to a T. If you're able to put it down, you don't have to be the number 9 player all the time. It's easy. Ask him, yeah. He went on the field, he scored 1 goal, he make his name. If you can do it, leave it. Alex, what you heard today at that press conference, Alex, give us an overview. Very short, just quick overview. I want to bring the guys in.
You know, I will give you detailed overview and not quick overview, sorry, Stanton, because this is the cross of the night. And it's very important that Liberians understand this. You know, Stanton, all of what I've said has proven to be true. All of my prediction. The census, sorry, please, I send you something the partner sent as to the census day. Please put it up.
There you go. You be jamming me with this thing. What? The partner sent something again?
Yes.
James, good day. Okay, just be talking about me. I don't think it's up. You know, the producer then been slow this few days because
okay, there is a document that I sent you and which you have displayed on your show before, where the partner says census was on course after the first day. And the partner said that the census would begin from the 11th of November and it will end on the 22nd. That communication is before you.
Oh, that's the letter, correct. James will put it out. That's the letter, correct.
And Minister Twe cajoled those people again to believing that all was right. You know, Stanton, for me, the thing is, when I go in a room and there are 50 persons in that room, and I know that the color of the wall is white, and the 49 person say it's not white, I don't go because the 49 people say it is not white. I remain with what I see and know for a fact. So the census, the enumeration begins November 11. The 22nd, it is supposed to end. People have signed contract, the enumerators, that they will work from November 11 to November 22nd. And let me also inform you, just for the enumeration budget alone, it's over $3 million US. Just for the enumeration budget, it's over 3 million. I think even up to 6 million. Just for the 10 days. because you're multiplying 17,100% by a minimum of 300. So you know what we're talking. Now, today I listen. Fine, that's great. You see the date. This one is very important for Keith to read it for us. Keith, can you read what is in red on this letter or press release?
I mean, yeah, go ahead. You know, Keith will not read that thing, but just go ahead.
Know? So this is saying and confirming the UNFPA technical team and that the Allegations technical team and whatever, that the census enumeration will be completed within the time frame of the 11th of November to the 22nd. But let me say this. I came on this show and I said that the census enumeration, even if you give up to the end of the month, half of the population will not be counted. If you remember the recording I hear. Today is day number 11, second to the last day. People have not yet been deployed in other parts of the country. Do you know what happened right there? It becomes survey and not census. Because the number one characteristic of census is simultaneity. It means people must be counted everywhere and at the same time they should begin. Only survey can count people tomorrow, yesterday, day after another. Census, you must begin together. So when you do the post-enumeration survey for this particular census, that one already will fail. That number one criteria international community looking at will fail that one, with 0 on that one. But let's go to today statistics. Start on. Before you start counting the people which were supposed to begin on November 11, you're supposed to do what we call canvassing and household listing. That is the enumerators. First, they're supposed to know the area of assignment, know the boundaries of the assignment, and then go and ask for all of the structure and the number of household. Great. We're coming there. That was supposed to be done 3 days before November 11. That was not done. If you listen to the show, if you listen to the press conference today, my own professor, which I hold in high esteem and respect, the first thing I want to say to the Liberian people, if you monitor today, no latest person spoke on technical issue. That alone tells you that Legis is not in charge. The man you saw speaking today is from the Ministry of Health. The man who Minister 12 refused to come and take over the census when I resigned. This is the man at the end of the day they have to rely on. It's a shame for our country. And I could understand today that he had to answer questions that he had no business answering, but because he wants to help his country. So thank you also, Prof. Let me go into the statistic. Today I read on, first thing, let me acknowledge that what you are seeing is the authentic dashboard that we created. When I was serving as Census Project Coordinator, I went to the UNICA group, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, and we created this dashboard. This dashboard is supposed to be in each county capital city. We're supposed to build something so that as the people counting each of the county capital, they are seeing the numbers. It's also supposed to be a strategic point. We wanted 2 locations in Monserrate or Monrovia, here, David A. and Broad Street. But today, this dashboard cannot go out to the public because it is embarrassing to show. This dashboard was meant as another form of people to trust the census process. Today, this dashboard cannot be placed out because the data that are there, they are embarrassing. But let me say the first thing I want to tell you about today, what happened. The average household size for the listing is 3.9 according to this dashboard. And the average household size for the enumeration is 4.4. There's a big problem right there. Normally, when we do censuses or survey, the household listing, household size are normally higher than the actual enumeration. It is the first time it is the reverse. The reason it is higher is Stanton, when you go to a house, for example, you say, how many person here? There is always a normal thing they say that people will inflate the number. But when you're ready to do the actual count, then you go and define household definition to the person you are interviewing. Then at that stage, they normally eliminate other people who are not part of the household and you get the actual number. If we are getting a contrary or opposite, it means there's firstly a problem. Also, from the previous survey and censuses we have been doing, the average household size has not exceeded 4.3. Now the average household size is 4.4. What influences the average household size is fertility and migration. That is the major determinant of the average household size. We just did pre-test last year, December. We have not even gone a year.
I beg you, Alex. But let's narrow this thing down. I'm enjoying this thing, and I think that we're gonna have more to this. But let's just ask our question. Consider us. We didn't practice what you practice for all your life. Just consider a place. My question, and we'll do this thing. They get projected number of days to complete. Is it true that 99? Or can you talk to me on that projected number of days?
So I don't know where the projected number of days coming from, because it means there has been a formula imputed into this dashboard that subtracts 11 from 99. That gives you a remaining of 99 days to be completed. So it means there was a date that was placed as a beginning date, and there was a date that was placed as an end date.
That's the reason why. Thank you, Alex. I think you answered that question. Fagon, Dr. Peabody, Dr. Richardson, Kev. Then Fagon, let me start with you. That's the reason why I asked this question, though. Are we misleading our fellow Liberians? The president opened a proclamation November 11. The Senate pushing that you guys can, continue on this thing till January 15. Some people say December 2nd. Now on the dashboard, we are seeing projected. And yeah, this is why we got it. Who's that? Somebody playing something. Can we mute? Alice, thank you. But look at the projected days, if I go 99 days. Where are we? Who confusing us, man?
I think because Liberian people, most of the BB people know one lady thing will always say that of Francina, they won't play with it all the time. 99 days for a row, 1 day for what? So I think that 99 days for a row they own. I'm serious. Who does census for 99 days?
Wow.
90 days is 3 months. When we sat India, all of us encouraged that this census should go ahead. We gave our own pieces of advice. Somewhere, jingles, get the people routed up, gather. Stay up to now. The truth of the matter here is this. I listened to the stuff today. You know what? I got annoyed personally. They got started with my county. In Bomi County, there are 5 districts. 3 of them have started, 2 of them have not started at all. Then he called my district name. The one where when the American people came, it was the Dane people that they met and fought. This man said up to now, 1 day when citizens have not been counted. And we are right there to Paul River Bridge, where the settlers drove us from Mamba Point. I mean, Mamba, through that player called Providence Island. I mean, Dozoa, it was Dozoa, Logan Town, and then Bourgeois Island, all that area. They push us back to race all the way to Demon, which they call Novem Ber and Rossville. If we are right there, no road problem, all kind of thing, internet, everything. And Stanton, you can't count us. That in Bokon Jide you go. Why are you going book on delay? Why are you wasting your time for? I'm literally right there in Morovia. And you have not sent one enumerator as confirmed by the press conference today. They went district.
Well, you got 99
right
days. You got 99 days. Wait, they're coming.
So you think that they went people will sit down and wait for you for 99 days before they go about their business? Let's just take it literally and be factual. Who's going to wait for 99 days to be counted when government employees are behind almost 2 months, no salaries? Government is in itself violating the Decent Work Act that says they should not pay anybody below 62 cents or $5.50 per day. And almost 40% of the government is paid under $150 or another 30% under $90. Who's going to sit down when bag of rice has increased, gasoline has increased, salaries have been harmonized, but taxes have been increased? Who's going to sit down? We want to encourage these people. But today, they had a press conference and literally said to the librarian pool, we're just getting ready to start. So Alex and the people who are lying. But I want to say to my brother, Kev, if you allow me 30 seconds, Kev, let me tell you something. You always praise your big brother for being a true propagandist. They think you stretching for 12, you would have saved yourself the time. But just only saying the issue here is whether 12 was involved or not. And the documents we have suggest that 12 was not a signatory, 12 did not pay into Legis account, nor is 12 a recipient. Having said that, I think then you pivot. I think we should focus on the census because this damage has been done and this national issue is of primary concern to all of us. Or else we will continue to discuss 12 with no document to show. We'll continue to discuss him now receiving this money. He's chairman of the board. He's Minister of Finance. But what is the issue here? Do we want to talk about 79,000 or about the 1.7 million or so that was requested for today? What is greater? You know, but this census for me is 99 days for Rome, 1 day for master. 99 days is a failure. The one that will make 100 for the report, that whole legis. And I'm saying it with a clear conscience, knowing that the president knew that the Senate indicted these guys, LACC indicted them, some of the international partners indicted them, and like Edwin Snow said, then you take the same Lawrence Mayor again and say he should head census. What do you expect the outcome to be? If you keep doing the same thing over and over, what will your result be? The same result.
Thank you.
So today, this census for me, I'm not wishing bad and I'm not praying bad. Let the librarian people hear me. The numbers that will be given, everything about the census from the beginning to the end, in my opinion, is now fake. At the end of the day, the result we'll get will be fake. Because now I see people, honestly, from my heart. I say, how many are getting there? 40? 40, yeah. They will just read their own thing. Because you know what? You only hire them for how many days? 12 days, right? Or 22 days?
It's over. It's over. It's over.
So if you stretch them, if you cannot pay them for the length of time you hire them for, which was how many days, Alice? I want Emma's statement.
12 days. But they are paying them for 10 days.
Will you pay them for 90 days? If you don't have money for 12 days, and you cannot even feed them in 12 days, you cannot even pay the testing fees 12 days, that 90 days you will pay them. You please get the people tablet back to Ivory Coast. Nobody sees Oppo tablet.
Now you also tell them. Now you also tell them. Let me bring in that Peabody. Let me bring that Peabody. I beg you.
Let me go to these numbers, please. Let me go to this number today.
I beg you. Let Dr. Peabody speak, and we'll bring you in.
You can't pay them.
The body.
You know, as it's important we look at this press statement today they release. Let's X-ray it. It's important.
But let me say something. What I would say here is I cannot confirm or deny anything that Ellie said. But what is the way forward? Okay. If that's the case, Alex, you don't agree with Front Page Africa. You don't agree with everybody else that came on the talk. Why should we say that you are the right man? What is the way forward, Alex? It seems that Alex is the man. But what is the way forward? Because Front Page Africa story disagree, the bank you disagree, the professor you said it just made him to say something. So why should we think you are the right man? That you got everything, Alex.
Fam, to answer your question, this is how I ask you. I said the census people were not ready, and that on the 11th it wasn't going to hold. The people come people. That the people, the question is, the people come people.
Well, as I said, I cannot confirm or deny because some people said,
okay,
no, we confirmed that one already, man.
Okay, latest people themselves confirmed me that no, nobody was counted. Latest themselves, not me.
Yes.
Number 2, I came on your show in April. I said a generator and a tablet shipment wasn't correct. LACC came and investigated and said yes. Am I lying on that one?
That was true. I interviewed you that day when the generator issue.
That 2-0, I carried this score 2-0.
Number three, Dr. People, I said money was leaving from Ledger Census account and going to Aracos. We say a lie?
No, the bank confirmed it. 3-0.
Well, no, listen to me now. No, it was not the question that I asked you that day, and you confirmed.
I didn't say the question you asked me. I said I came on the show and I said that money was leaving from Census account and going to our account in Aracos.
Yeah, but we're accusing
a 3-0 now.
No, you're not a rep.
Where's the work of you? If I come,
the people. Let me tell you now that the people.
Listen,
answer your question that the people.
Yeah, that's my father. Your referee is disturbing me. The referee keep blowing before the ball hit the ball. So
no,
before you go to the ball, the referee blowing whistle.
You say everybody wrong, they been wrong, the tester. Why should we believe you? So the man came back and the man said, they one wrong. You say no, I mark it 1-0. There's one wrong. No, I mark it 2-0. They been 3-0. Go ahead, my brother.
No.
That the people to summarize my answer to you.
Right.
Number 1, I wrote a technical note. I said census was not feasible in October. The legislature passed a resolution for October 24th. October 24th came and passed, no census.
4-0.
They went back and said November 7. November 7 came and passed, I said it will not work, no census.
5-0.
They came back and said November 11. November 11 came and passed, no census.
6-0.
I said people did not follow PBCC law for tablet and power base shipment and generator. LSCC came and confirmed it. That one not true.
7-0.
I said money went from latest account to accounting Araco for census related activity for the shipment of tablet and power bank. Today, Echo Bear have come and confirmed it. That one not true. I also came and said Ledger had a census account exclusively for census at Echo Bear, and that Ledger managers were the head and senator to our.
So you have answered that everybody question.
So you answer the question in short based on my track record.
So hold on 1 minute. Alex, this game can never end in confusion. You won. That the people your second question.
Yeah, let me ask you about question here, right? As I said, what is the way forward? But let me make this clear. When you talk about the money going to Ivory Coast, the implication was an individual, and I asked you for that individual name, and you could not provide the name of the individual. So let's get that clear, because there was an individual involved. You made mention here of the chairman of the board was involved with this money.
No, I think we passed that. Dr.
Peabody.
No, Dr. Peabody, we're not letting you slide with that.
No, I'm not sliding with that.
Dr. Peabody, the honorable doctor, he didn't say Samuel 12 on the bank account. Okay? He said your ask Samuel 12, where the money go on the bank account. Your ask Samuel 12. So let's get this thing straight. As much as we try, and I understand where you're coming from, we need clarity. It's true.
Right.
But again, we should say exactly what the brother said, and we got this thing on tape.
Well,
Okay, Dr. P. Bole, to answer your,
but-
can I answer
Wait,
now?
let him finish, Alex. Let him
let me
finish. Let the
complete my
doctor
question.
finish.
So, Ella, honestly, I'm gonna give it to you. You're a very smart man. You know what you say. What is the way forward now? Since you got
Right.
these rich information, you know exactly what is the way forward.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Peabody. Before also answering the question, let me also say to you, when you asked the question that the person who responded to you was the CEO, and he said, Dr. Peabody, that question had already been answered by Keith. Go and look at the tape. I watched this tape over and again after the show, and I was not the one who responded. But what's the solution? Dr. Peabody, let me tell you today, and let me say to you now, I cannot figure out what exactly the solution is, except the fact that I said to them that if you go ahead with this census on November 11, there will be colossal damage. You are extending the time now, people will soon start demanding for additional pay. I'm afraid that in the coming days and weeks, you could see protests again about the census. I'm also afraid that the tablets we borrow from Ghana may not return, most of them, because people will be angry. I'm also afraid that Liberia again has gone down in the Guinness Book of Records for being a country to have census, a de facto census, not even a de jure, but a de facto census for more than 20 days. It has never happened. I'm also afraid that the Peabody, because the census no longer has a reference night that will be utilized for floating population. There is something that the Peabody call floating population. You must count these people on the census night. We missed that. I think the last census, it was Sam Jackson who did an analysis for the floating population. You can call him and ask him. If he's truthful, he will say it. And if he didn't say it or they do not say the truth, I will come back and tell the Liberian people the truth.
Thank you, Alex.
So,
Alex,
I
let's
don't
wrap this
know
thing up.
exactly the solution now. I'll be honest with you on that.
Okay, Alex, let's wrap this thing up. I want to say thank you. We're go to Kev. What's that? What? That big lie. We're not hearing you. We are not hearing you. We are not hearing you.
The citizens are calling for me to get Dr. Peabody red card from the game because he filed me a red card.
You employ the weather for the ball, guarding the goal.
The man showing a big lie card. The big lie. But let's bring in Kev Hassan from Kev Hassan, St. Timon and George, and we gotta move on. Kefiko.
Yeah. All I'm hearing, I'm not saying. I know, and Alex is bragging and want this census thing to go bad so he can come and say, "I told you so." How can you wish for your country to not prosper because you're not there? Burn the house down. I think it's disgraceful, Alex. I think it's shameful because you're not there. You were there. All you did was fight. Not want to move forward. Census happened in Sierra Leone. The capital city of Freetown refused to take part because most capital city dominated by opposition. The North refused because the North, the opposition. But the census went on anyway. It went on. I think you're playing a role of opposition to destroy the census. But the vice president.
How many days do you know, just for information purposes?
I wish you could be muted by CEO because same way I get muted. I I see the vice president and other, including international community, try hard, but certain folks keep pulling it down, trying so hard, so hard. It was open today. Spoon were there. Open. We all listen. What I think we should do, we should all wish for this census to complete because it will be good for our community. Well, when we pray in God, like Alex saying, I told you so, I told you so. I said, that's shameful, that's disgraceful. I told you so. You want that name, feel it brag, and we check his score on Dr. Peabody. Oh, you failed, oh, you this, oh, you that. Man, what a country. Wow. So because if we have a problem in the government and we no longer work for this government again, we are opposition, we are anti. But Liberia come first. We would speak for the government when we're there. We're not there. Burn that government down. It is wrong. Wrong. Let's be a citizen for once. Let's look at let's take the full step of John McCain. Lose election, but he woke up from his sick bed, to cast the single vote for the affordable health care to his opposition. That's country first. Country first doesn't mean you have to wish things should go wrong. You speak the truth, but you also leave window and say yes. But Alex is saying, hey, I told you I will not go. Oh, Dr. People, I told you one. Dr. People, I said two. Hey, man. We didn't learn anything here from the war. That we have to build Liberia on our own. I think it's wrong. The vice president did a very good job. She on top of it. The woman is pushing. She's working hard. She said, next Friday we'll be here again. We will do it again. We all agree that we had a shaky start. We all agree. The plane, the plane has some little wind that were coming in. But now we in mid-air. Let's go. Don't say you're going to crash with 200 people on board. Because people want to brag and say, I'm not there again, so this thing will spoil. But I got news for you guys. This census will continue, and we will go through this. It will work, and we will benefit in our neighborhood, and Liberia will move. Liberia will rise again.
Thank you. Thank you, Kev.
Please, I got a 30-second response.
No, I beg you. I beg for. I beg for 30 seconds. I beg for 30 seconds. If I go, hold on 1 minute.
Yeah. So
let me check my brother Kev. And I think you see when we talk about, and I will ask you, please correct yourself. You said Sierra Leone, Freetown wasn't part of the census in Sierra Leone. They refused.
Kev made me fair to that.
Let me. Can you please clarify before we bring the fact check?
Clarify.
Fagon, you gotta take the hat down, my man. We're doing something serious here tonight.
No, I wear my CDC hat.
So we're doing something serious. So wait.
Sedition than the sedition.
Yeah, but wait now, Fagon, because the last time we hear you were in ALP. So hold on 1 minute. Kev.
Yeah.
Let me make it clear for you.
Yeah, let's talk about Sierra Leone.
You're saying what ANC had to.
The census happened in Sierra Leone. The opposition were wishing for the census not to go on, right? So, but as you know, capital city always have that mix-up. Opposition always there. So the Western area, which fall under the capital Freetown, and
But don't explain too much on my question. If you don't know it, let me move on because I'm trying to talk.
I have to explain it.
No. I just asked you a simple question because I beg you. You come in instant manager. I beg you. Can you say Freetown excluded herself? It wasn't part of the general census. I want you to give you the chance for you to correct yourself. Is that what you're saying? Was Freetown part of the general census?
But can I?
Because you are wrong if you said that Freetown was part of the general census that just took place.
I can confirm to you.
And I can confirm because I can confirm, and that's not true. The metro, Kev, hold on now. Okay, fine. That also you're my second getting the problem because you speak, you give chance to other people to speak without interrupt. I'll pass you already. The current metro area population of Freetown in 2022 as of now through the census is 1.2 million. It's up by 2.91%. 2.91%. So I think the now just find the numbers on the street, those people were counted. Okay? But let me say this. Let me go back to what you said. Now we are wishing for the census to fail. No.
Right.
The reason why we are on the show every day, and to God be the glory, is for us to have a decent, transparent, well-accepted census. That when the result comes, it should be of international standard. It should be of international standard. But you know who evil? And I will just move forward before Timothy coming. We can all preach this message that you just preached. We can all sing this song that you just sang. But the problem is with some folks in the government, if it is not the entire government. The problem is that you guys in the government feel that you're right all the time and you continue to steal the people money. Then you will turn around and tell the Liberian people that you're stupid. What we're doing is right and 100%. Kev, you know who wrong in the census? Samatua is wrong. You know who wrong in the census issue? The folks, you my brother on the show, I will not attack you. I make a plan not to. But the folks that will elevate Samatua and receive text messages from him and talking point from him to buy his story. His stories are fake news. And it's about time that we look into the camera and speak to the Liberian people. I don't want government job. I will seek no government job. I'm okay, thank God for that. But if folks like Alex William will put his life on the line to speak truth to power, and every transaction is going to pay to self, and Samatua remain the board chair and finance minister. He's the judge, he's the juror, and he's the executioner. He 3 in 1. He's the man that gave the money. He's the man that will decide how much money will go to Bokolon J for the census. He's the man that decide how much money will go to Moserado unit. And he's the man that will make available the check from the government of Liberia. Samatua is everything at Legis. The guys that Samatua working with, they are his friends. Prior to Director Will being sick, okay, he caused stroke. The Director General at Legis, the meme guy, he was friend to Aboche, a best friend, almost a brother to Aboche. They couldn't touch him because you know why? That was Aboche's friend. We spoke to folks in the government and said, well, we're going to go ask Aboche if we can see if we can replace him. Then he got sick. Then the Oma got sick. They took the Oma out of the country. And I pray he's well. Kev, the guys in the government, they are not doing well. They are not helping the country. They are not helping the census. When I saw the VP there today, I said, oh God, Lord have mercy. They're going to lie to her. They all introduce themselves and they start calling numbers here and there. The only numbers they were interested in is the 1 point something million that is coming. That's the last rake. Liberians need to hear this. That's the last money. Every money that coming in. Somebody said we got to buy a motorbike. Those are the planning stage. Somebody said we got to see whether they get a mobile account number. Those are the planning stage. Somebody said, oh, we send 5, but only 3 show up. What's your plan B? We are talking about the country census. And the vice president was in an awkward position. She was just sitting there saying, Lord, what am I doing here? But I have to because I'm the vice president for the country. Same President George Manor, where he's not here, he's in Qatar watching his son playing soccer. I have to. But the game is over. And we pray the president return home. We pray the president return home to address this situation. The president have enjoyed himself in the midst of disputes when it comes to census. It's time for him to come home and address the lies that Samuel continue to lie to the Liberian people. Address the lies, the terrible lies. Better days is coming. Liberia will be free from Samuel lies. Liberia will be free from Samuel games as he continues to enrich himself. St. Thomas and Josh, I think that will be my closing. Georgie, speak to us.
You know,
Tonto,
one who said that the census is not important. Census is very important for our country, but the last were conducted in 2008. It's a constitutional requirement for every government to perform. And today I was talking to someone who was involved in that last census and trying to help this government with the census. The person said the information that came up was troubling with the rate. Say by December 2nd it should be completed. Said that if certain thresholds, certain information is not gathered, certain figures, that census would be would not be accurate and would be a problem. It will be the test for a normal census. And we all know this census, the way in which they have proceeded, I've been a lot of noise behind it. And I saw the vice president today. Yes, she's playing her constitutional role to assist the president. And according to him, the vice president, the minister of justice, will act as chair of the cabinet in consultation with the vice president and with him through phone calls. But Representative Yanko said last week that look, if this census will not produce the desired objective or result, I think it will be better that they don't continue with it, because we want real information to come from the census. It helps with our country growth and development, how to make appropriation, how to move our country forward. So I'm saying that look, if this census is just if they're being forced to just be conducted for conducting sake, I think it won't be a good thing. So I pray and hope the lawmakers, I heard they go on break again or whatever the case, but if they will come for the Liberian people to say, look, we cannot continue this, proceed with this for the greater good of the country, it will be the right thing to do. Because a whole lot of wahala behind the census, and we are forgetting about the other things. Our lawmakers are stealing current from stealing LEC current, all the stuff happening. And we got election 322 days from now. We know what's happening there. So we're forgetting about the real things that will affect this country now. The census that's wahala behind it. So I pray and hope that the elders will step up and reason will prevail. That we find either of the census will stop or will not continue, or results that will not be in the interest of the Liberian people. Because from the way of things, and the experts who did the last one, most of them stay around. I don't know why they never even reach out to these people to help too. Government is about continuity. If you want to succeed, like for instance, you bring people on board to help you guide the process. So because at the end of the day, it's not about politics, it's about the country Liberia, about the greater good. So I don't know why I left these professionals out, and they are still around, and they were going through all the walhalla, and today where we are is so sad. And I pray and hope that we'll come to some end. I want to say thanks to our platform for discussing this religious issue for the last couple of months, or month or so. And I think we are to the point where now the life of the elders now to come in and say, look, yeah, what we're going to do. Because we got to talk about all these things. What people that stealing Korea or election, what a holla on, we got to think about it now. We can't keep on like this.
Okay, Stanton, today is going to be my last day talking about this issue about census and leges and whatever. As you are aware, my dad has passed out while I'm in exile. I am not going to comment on any other thing until he's laid to rest. We're hoping on the 9th or the 10th or whatever next month that will be done. But permit me a few minutes to talk to you and the Liberian people, to give my last words apparently before leaving the show tonight. Let me begin by saying to my brother Keith that our Ellis Williams is a die-hard supporter of the CDC and President Weah. I went to prison along with Chairman Moruba Molu. I was flogged and beaten on several occasions. I had an opportunity when I started to work in government to go to the Czech Republic to school. While in the Czech Republic, my mind got affected positively. I saw the streets. Some of the streets are even paved with tar. I saw people who are not working, but the government is providing 750 euros equivalent as Monday stipend for them. I saw people there going to school from primary to university and PhD free of charge. And I can say to you, Kev, that Czech Republic do not even have half of the natural resources that Liberia have. It shifted my mind, Keith. I promised myself when I come back to Liberia, it will no longer be about party. It will no longer be about AOC. It will be about country. It will be about translating what I saw to my country. Liberia is every one of us home. And I love Liberia so much than any other thing. I am a citizen, but when we are in position of trust, especially in the area of statistics, you must be apolitical. You must not have a political garment. There were many wrong things happening with the census. I agreed to come back to Liberia to help. I abandoned a PhD scholarship. I abandoned a job offered to me by the former Prime Minister of Czech Republic, Jan Fischer, and many other things, not because I wanted to brag, but because I wanted to come back to help my country. I served my country with diligence. As a census project coordinator, I presided over a census that had a budget over 23 million key. I don't have a house. I don't have a car. I would have been tempted on several occasions, but I said no, because it was about country. I do not wish evil for my country, Keith. But the reality is such that the census cannot just work. There are going to be loss of money. There will be loss of respect for our country. Some of my friends in other countries who respect some of us are shaming us today. There is nowhere in the world that census will run for that length of time. The whole essence of census has been eroded. I listened to people today, Keith, Just in Dropotan, Central Monrovia, people are now sending data. They are not even synchronizing it to the server. There is something Keith called the data dictionary for CS Pro. I can confirm to you, Keith, that even that now have a challenge. And the data that even the limited data that's even gone, when you do data cleaning, you end up getting absolutely nothing, Keith. Because enumerators are going to a structure and saying there are 50 households in one structure, Keith, that has just 2 rooms, Keith. It is bad. This is not politics, Keith. I am a Liberian before becoming a citizen. Let's take politics out of it. Our country is bleeding. I have played my role. Keith, even if today I pass out, I have served my country, and all I have wished was for a census that will put us on the trajectory for development and planning for the next 10 years, Keith. Today, nobody knows the level of poverty in the country and where to help because no accurate data. We did not do this census for over 14 years. It was an opportunity to do it and do it right. We are not succeeding if you do not send a child to school for 11 years and that person still in kindergarten and you say you're on course. We are not on course if. In my last words to you and the Liberian people, thank you for affording me the opportunity to serve my country. Stanton, thank you for affording me the opportunity to appear on the show. I feel sad about what is happening in Liberia. I don't wish evil in my country. All of the noise that I'm making is because I want the right thing to be done. But this is where I find myself. My respect to all of you, and may God richly bless our country. Thank you, Stanton, and thanks each and every one of you. Goodbye for now.
Thank you, Mr. Alex William. We appreciate you. May God bless you. I know you have to run. We will be in touch. May God keep you. May God bless your household. And again, may God strengthen you guys while you guys go through bereavement. The passing of your father is very tough, but I know God will see you through. We will discuss issues concerning Alex Williams. Those that choose to participate, we will discuss it with the team, find ways to help him. We don't do this so often, but we are Liberian first. And we hope you can understand. Put party aside. Without Alex, well, we were all at the mercy seat of God. Without Alex bringing out this information, well, we're going to be years, say, they say, he say, she say. But thank God, we will rise. Liberia will rise again. Dr. Richardson, you want to do your closing?
It was a good show. I appreciated Alex speaking to the Liberian people. My sympathy goes to him, his family, and I hope that he takes courage. I also want to extend my thoughts and positive energy to Kev, who is also going through reflecting on his sister today. I heard a few things from Alex today. One is this is not about CDC. This is not about a political party. It is about country, putting country first. And I'm very happy that he was exposed to a developed country, to a country that has systemic way of doing things. And he brought knowledge back. That is what everyone, a father actually, a mother expect a child to do. When we send you out into the world, when we born you, when we birth you, that you should return back with a renewed sense of who you are as a person and a new renewed sense of contribution to humanity. And that is what Alex has done, and that is what he's doing. Because of Alex, we are aware and we can confirm that stealing, I won't call the big people word, embezzlement, misappropriation, occurred at Legis. Alex, and the report that sits on the president's desk confirmed to us that stealing occurred at Legis in the midst of the Liberian people suffering. Okay, these missteps, mishaps that are happening in Liberia is happening only for a few people to benefit for, and that's the sad thing. Because as they are benefiting, as they are getting rich, as they are eating lobster, as Mr. Fagon said, as they are drinking champagne, Liberian people are suffering. Liberian people continue to have difficulty finding rice. It is so sad today. I have a younger brother living in Liberia that me and my other siblings support. We sponsor him. He called today. He said, you know what, sis? We need something. The rice is about to finish, and we got support from the church people who are helping us. So can you please help us? I know you'll help us. It's been a month since the last time you'll help us. I'm not isolated to this call. Many Liberians are getting the similar calls that I'm getting. And that is to tell us that Liberian people are suffering while money is being stolen from the airport. Again, I want to remind you, for the COVID situation, where they collected $75 from us because I was traveling to Liberia twice, and it bothers me, it hurts me that I have no account as to how my money went. 11 million was put in the budget for the rice situation. Today, we got no hair, no tail as to how that 11 million was spent and why the price of rice continues to be high in Liberia. We got no hair, no tail to that. So today, I want to tell Liberians, you have heard tonight what Alex William had to tell you. You have heard tonight what all of us had to say about the state of Liberia. We want a better Liberia. We live in a country where when we get up, we see quota road. When we put the pump on, water come out of it. We don't have to go to a well to bring water. We don't have to put water in the drum. We want that for Liberia. We want to be able to switch the light switch, flip the light switch, and see electricity and light comes on. We don't have that in our country. And this is why, for me, I come here every day to speak. So I'll let you end my last few words with you. Alex says this is not a CDC thing. It is not an ANC thing. It is not a Unity Party thing. This is putting country first thing. To do that, you will be able to be informed about what's going on in your country. And at the end of the day, one major constitutional right that you have is your power to vote. Your power to select who you want to be your leader. And you have to use that power wisely in order for Liberia to move forward. People will come here and talk all kinds of things, say we made a mistake about the census, or we misheard this person doing well. They're having press conference every day and stuff. Mind you, I want to ask, where was, when everything else, when Gifty Lama was being killed, Princess people are being killed, where were these press conferences? Okay? But here we are today, and that's just a side comment. But here we are today. Each and every Liberian should decide what is right for our country. We shouldn't do it in the hands of leaders anymore, because obviously they are stealing from us. You have the constitutional right to help pave the way for our country, and you can vote these people who you think are not doing well for our country out. And I come every night and say vote them out. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you. Thank you, Stanton. Bye.
Oh, thank you for being part of the show, Dr. Richardson. Thanks a lot. Let's hear from Fagon.
Thank you, Stanton. You know, you see this hat on my head? I wore it tonight for a reason, because I want to talk to my little brother, Kev. The hat that you see Kev displaying, I give it to him. The CDC that he's talking about today, I brought him there. The people he say he's talking to today, who introduced him to the people? Let Kev tell the Liberian people today. So today, We gave you the hat. We gave you the shirt. We introduce you to the people. We bring you to the party. And we come to talk. You say that because we're not in government, we're talking. That's not the reason why we're talking. It's because when we started this battle, we joined a coalition. We were not part of Congress for Democratic Change, like my brother Tumalin George then. So we don't take glory. We came 2017 to make this party succeed. Kev, let me say this to you tonight in all fairness. Do you know who Dwana Sion is? Because he kicked against a project that you see on Shefflin Highway opposite the barrack today, he wanted to do the right thing. He got kicked out. Do you know who Alex Coffey is? The brother of Celia Coffey, the one who were all the FIU, who investigated the $25 million mop-up and whatever else. Do you know who he is? Do you know who Dr. Lester Tenney is from NOCA? When they put Safua over his head, today, Safua and NOCA owe the employees there 8 months' salary. And they now owe Dr. Tenney almost $60,000 in salaries and what have you. Do you know who Dr. Tenney is? Do you know who Jake Brown, the assistant NSA boss, who uncovered that NSA was involved in illicit mining and what have you, for which he was put out? Do you know who he is? Do you know who Samuel Woolsey is, who was the assistant minister for information services? But because he went in-house to say this Wambodiki thing will cause problem, but because the president appointed Wambodiki, you saw what happened to Wambodiki? Do you know who Andrew Waplo is, the man who blew the lid on the passport saga? Do you know who he is? Do you know who Tupesi Tupe is? But you have met Alex tonight. And it's not because Dr. Peabody asked the question, but we're marking the score because the question was interesting to me, that this guy is legit. I, as a sedition, I came up and I said, let's look at the AstraZeneca vaccine. I was in your horse. And because you're that kind of sedition, I can get angry. Confess to the people today, you got angry with me. When you come to speak, confess. You got angry with me. But the truth is, AstraZeneca causes blood clot and what have you. It was banned even today in the US. I said, let's look at the testing procedure. I was the barman. You were angry. I was in your house. I said it. I said, let's look at the airport. Of course, we know what happened to the airport. Influx of people from India. And what did they do? They brought in the what? The variant, because they were escaping. When I talk about the variant, the Delta variant, you got angry. Columbia University came and said, Fagon was right. It was the Delta variant. My friend, the stimulus package, Mary Braun, if I had not restrained Mary Braun, she's my witness, she was going to beat the crap out of this Wilma Smith. $30 million. And what did I say about this $30 million? They said, oh, the stimulus package, WFP cannot be investigated. I said, it's a lie. Article 34(2). I'm giving you reference. Our law is our law. If you take our money, you must abide by our law. The same people felt that this sedition was talking too much. This sedition needed not to be in the party anymore. But they forgot to know it was this decision that made the case for them. And let me say to you tonight, Stanton, do you know that the shame and disgrace brought by some of these people caused them to hide, to hold a secret convention? Do you know that? They issued a statement on the 20th of November and announced that delegates would begin arriving on the 20th of November. No other person around the country. The whole Congress for Democratic Change. There is a group now going to issue an injunction because they could not announce it. Do you know how much it costs? You have a list in front of me. I will send it to you. For the chairman to contest for CDC chairmanship, $2,500 US. That's the highest. We CDC can pay that money. Do you know the person who's supposed to pray for Congress for Democratic Change? Do you know how much they're supposed to pay to register? 1,000 US to contest. Mayor who's supposed to pray. This information, Auntie Tomalin said no, that CDC is holding a convention to Today, the 21st. I don't think he knows. Secret convention. And that convention is expected to come to the coalition. Kev, in my closing, I want to say this to you from the bottom of my heart. We did not come to tell the Liberian people that 500 million was too high a budget. Therefore, we needed to cut their salaries by 50% to harmonize them. We cut it. But guess what we did? We cut the people money, then we raised the taxes on the people to have a budget of 800 million. You think it was fair? We took the people 11 million. We gave it to businessmen and Lebanese and others to reduce the rice for them from $16 to $13. They end up paying $30 US. You think it was fair? We turn around, we told the people we don't want you to pay $3.50 for gasoline, but 30 cents in there is for the road funds. We ate the people road funds and we raised gasoline to $5.20, blaming it on the Russian war. You, how much you paying here? In Tennessee, are paying $3.19. So the Russian war not affecting here too. We turn around, we told the people nobody would make less than 100 US. We have a law that says you must pay people 64 cents an hour or $5.50 a day. Today, we're paying the people after cutting their money $45, $50, $65, $75. Kev, this thing, we fought for it, for the people. We didn't fight for it for our stomach. We did not come here to lie to the people, and we did not come here to steal from the people. Therefore, when we sit on this platform, we need to be honest with ourselves, because we told the Liberian people we came to lift them out of poverty. But you know the truth? We put them into poverty. Our CDC document, the coalition that you're making all the talk for, it expired November 2nd. It has not been renewed. So talk, you don't have any party. Prince Johnson has withdrawn. The other two people are refusing to sign. So when you sit here, know what you are talking. The party you're defending does not exist. The individuals are. And I will conclude by saying, if we don't straighten up this party and we continue to go the way we are going, the numbers do not favor us, because there are counties we cannot win that are in question. Bomb County already told the VP, if we lose Bomb and we lose Lofa and Prince Johnson, press statement stay, my brother, you did not win Bapolu either. You cannot win because you will not win Monserrato and Magibi. I respectfully submit on this note. Change the direction and change your tune so that we can get people to come to the coalition, or I can tell you for free, as per my studies, we are on a losing course, and we will lose because we are moving fast towards losing 2023. I respectfully submit.
And I accept the submission. May God bless you as you hang on while we wrap the program. Dr. Peabody will take us home. Kev Hassan, may you speak.
Okay.
Oh, you will come to you, Simtimani Josh. Let Kev go ahead.
Okay. I listened everything Brother Fagon said. You know, it's true that certain things that I got from him, because he was the deputy information minister. I believe him because I don't think he was lying. Now, when he said the harmonization, it got people pay, that's not what you told me. You told me the harmonization was good. And when I did my research, harmonization is good.
It was good.
It's good.
Then we raised.
But you call it now, they got pay.
But what harmonization is, Kev?
Because when the harmonization come up, you know, my brother, let me finish. When the harmonization, when the government introduced the harmonization, there was a noise. I called him up. He explained it to me.
Yeah.
I had a opportunity to sit with Dell. He explained it and realized the harmonization good. And up to today, harmonization saved $30 million in our budget. So when folks say harmonization is a cut, it's a cut for the elites. People who were in government because of affiliation. In that cut for Paflomo, a cut for that woman who left for job in America because my family there, we the elites. So if that person who making $8,000 for $3,000 job, it won't be a cut for you, and it's a justified cut.
The increased taxes was for the increased taxes, the increase for the elite only.
You mute me when they interrupt me. Interrupt people. You see why I do it? I do it because they have truth. They cannot stand it. If you bring a doctor who feel that they have all the degree better than the doctor in Liberia, and you give them 8,000, the doctor in Liberia, you give them 3,000 for that job, and your job is $3,000 job. Yes, the government was right to cut it down.
But do you know why they cut it?
The government was right to cut it down.
Do you know why they cut it?
So the harmonization. The harmonization is the best thing that happened to Liberia. Ghana is looking at it, and Ghana going to go through it. It's the best thing that stabilized our economy. Save over $30 million. My brother Fagon, and he was a champion of pushing the harmonization. So if you say something different now, it's politics.
No, but you tell the people why you call it money. If you know it, that's
politics.
Why you call it money?
Politics. So let's move on. You call some names. My good friend, you know, you're working the same ministry. He still support the government. But some of these people some of them you call are still propagating for this government. Some of them still propagating. Lester is still propagating. They are still propagating because I talk to them. They are still. Well, you will see some of them who in America will be in DC December. They're still propagating. Your boy Jake is still standing tall. You see him. I call you certain time. I call you what about 3 I say, look, I said, I like Jake. But again,
don't tell you like Grandpa, why all these people were fired on General Ellis.
We you know
see,
when you come back and start to want to say something that you supported before and say something else now, the Liberian people will judge. But let me say one important thing. I listen to people. I listen to my sister, Dr. Richardson, talking about switch your light off, switch their this, and do that. When people try to make the problem in Liberia is George Manor, we have brought poverty in Liberia, then that's where you're deceiving the people. My early time, I was still sending money to my sister. May her soul rest in peace. I was still sending. She was still giving me this same complaint. But when you come and tell the Liberian people, I don't know now, maybe some people that now they start sending money. But if you complain, if you explain to the Liberian people, if you come and let the Liberian people believe that every house has swimming pool, that George Manuel will come and put cement and destroy the road, will pave the 24-hour current. Alex talking about he went to Czech Republic, his mind changed. My goodness, my goodness. So I will come and burn the house down. My goodness. I know he's a young man, but we had a problem in Liberia. The problem in Liberia is not the fault of George Manuel Weah. He's a fixer. He came to fix it. There is no amount of pay that Liberia government can pay that man to be president. He's doing it out of his own good heart. No amount of pay. Because John Manuel Weah can get more money out of Liberia than stay in Liberia. Some of us who know the world that he belonged to, we know he can make millions. But to make this man look like he's the cause for Liberia problem, it's a shame. It's a shame. Sometimes I ask a few of my friends, November next year, what will the people be saying after the election and they lose? What will they be saying? Because the Liberian people so smart enough that they will not buy. Will the opposition say, I want to come, I want to see light? That board down there thinking about what they're talking about. We had light in the last government. We had light. So it shows how desperate the opposition are. They talk things. Sometimes, if I was in the opposition, I would advise them, don't say things that the people will listen to and know that it's a lie. One other political leader will get up, I'll give all of your job. He tell you how. You say, oh, well, we'll get some private sector. He tell you how. I will just give all of your job. Just telling the people things. Giving them that false hope. With this president, he's not going to give you false hope. He's going to act. He's going to act. With this president, your family, your sons, your every family that you have, if they live in Bapolu, if they live in Morovia, if they live place, they will have access to some of this healthcare under this president. Let's look at it. CEO, I want us to have a good. Alex, he going. I want us to have a debate on this thing. Let the opposition bring their plan for Liberia. Let's bring and let's talk. Let's talk on the issue. Let's have a debate on the issue. I put it challenge to the opposition. Let Dr. Richardson and them bring their plan. Number one, we were on the show the last time, CEO. What happened? Yeah. We showed that Mr. Cummings is giving job to a woman. Now Liberia.
You're not in this show. You want to
talk about it?
Mr. Cummings.
Talk about it. That's
what
happened.
You have to go.
Talk
Because
about
you're in a mode that's...
But Kev, but Dr. Richardson, Kev got to speak.
Dr.
Richardson, Kev got to speak. Dr. Richardson, Kev got to speak. Kev got to speak, Dr. Richardson. You're not being fair, though.
When we pointed out here You know what? The ANC
That
did.
is changing the topic,
You know
moderator.
what the ANC did? You know what the ANC did?
I understand, but he got to speak.
You know what the
But
ANC
it's not
did?
fair. We're not going to allow him to do this here. Then
You
you
know
let us
Well,
speak.
Kev
No,
got to speak.
because this is not a topic for the
But
day.
Kev has, but Dr. Richardson, though, you're not being fair. Listen, as much as it paining me right now, we got to allow Kev speak.
You know what,
That's the
moderator?
best thing.
Moderator, when
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
speaking, when I
Yes,
deviate
ma'am.
from the subject, you
Yes,
text
ma'am.
me and you say, "Oh, Dr. Richardson,
You tell me that I can text you?
yes, you have to stay to the subject." Okay. Now we have a subject at hand here. Well, just today, this man is deviating from the subject, and you
Dr.
just made him let you speak.
Dr. Richardson, please. The man was so very done. He got to speak.
No,
He
he's
deserves his
deviating from the
time.
subject.
Allow him to. You have allowed us to take a minute from his time, please.
Well,
He
then
gotta
I'll have to respond to him.
But it's not about you.
Well, it's about what he's speaking about.
He's closing.
No,
Give him
but
a
he's not
chance to
closing on
close.
the issue that we discussed today.
Is closing hurting you?
It's not hurting me, but it's out of order. If we want to come and
thank
talk
you.
about Mr. Cummings
I will
and
give you a
we want
chance
to
to
talk about
speak.
agency,
I will give you the chance to
let's
speak.
have that debate. I'm not running away from that debate.
Dr.
with
Dr. Richardson, as much as I really got to go and eat, we have to show respect to Kev. He
myself,
must
I won't
close.
care about nobody's business.
Yeah, but he must close. That part of us showing respect. I beg you, Kev, proceed.
Okay. You know, my brother Fagon went off the thing. He said something about me. You were muted because you enjoy it. But let me say this. Well, we'll point this thing out.
Fagon was speaking about the role of sedition in your government. Very similar to what Alex was saying. Put first as opposed to.
Are you scared? You scared for what I want to say? Are you afraid?
Dr. Richardson, you're not being, Dr. Richardson, you are not
being
being fair. Dr. Richardson, you are not being fair. Allow your brother Kev to speak.
I'm not being fair.
Well,
But let him speak, man. I beg you, please.
Well, we'll point this thing out that the last time when we show on this platform that Mr. Cummings gave a job because they want to come back. They're saying you got to put light on, the light not on. America is good, Liberia is bad. But Mr. Cummings had job to give to Liberian. He gave it to the white man. When we pointed out, you know what they did? We will show you because time, we don't have time. They went back and fingered their own post. Abby, I'm telling you, they fingered their own post. They changed it. They fingered their own post, my brother. They changed it. So I said to myself, JMB and the folks do get some points here. They change it. Because when I point out the job they gave by building their website, when I pointed out,
Kev,
you
need to stick to how Legis is stealing. I will not sit on this show to let you make these accusations that are your perceptions.
If they can change this thing, how can we trust
if you want us to come and talk about Mr. Cummings, you can come and talk about another day. If you heard me, listen to the English that I spoke. I said
Dr.
that
Richardson.
you can move
Dr. Richardson, Kev, can you hold on? Kev, can you hold on? Dr. Richardson, 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 we all have equal right on this show. But the person that is moderating can inject. It is not fair. We have not heard from Dr. Peabody and Tumani yet. We will not interrupt Kev Hassan. When you have your time, speak on what you want to speak on.
Really?
But I will not sit on the show with all due respect. With all due respect.
Next time.
Yeah, I beg you, Mama. Yes.
But do not, I will just talk and talk and
you
talk.
You are holding us.
You're my witness here.
Dr. Richardson.
My witness. 10 minutes I'll be talking.
Dr. Special, we all are witness to the truth today. Only the Liberian people will decide. Kev, you got 1 more minute to finish. I beg you, my brother. when you speak, it hurts individual. So please be moderate in what you say.
It's like I'm hungry
Okay.
sitting down here to listen to Kev talking, but it's
But
not
we
related
all
to
sit down and we listen to the issues.
Why can't you guys go eat quick?
you know, you got quite deviate from the topic.
Go eat.
How is this educational to our viewers?
You finish closing, go eat.
No, I want to sit here and listen to somebody and
Okay,
talk
good.
about it.
Let me let me talk that if you want to listen. Good. So lastly, how can we give a country to people who will come back? Imagine their own website. Their own website. They gave a job to this guy, Patrick Hans, to build a website. We flag it. We show why you giving job to Liberian. We flag it. Look at it. This ALC people calling me now. we flag it, right? Guess what they did? They argue. Guess what they did? They went back. They changed it now, and the poor comments need to say written by Coombs. After they argue, oh, we buy the template, they went and change it. We have it. We have the both. If we have time tomorrow, we will display it. So how can we give a country to people who will finger a document where you look at it, they will go and change it?
Thank you very much, Kev. Kev, we appreciate you on the show.
Right.
And again, we would thank you, Kev. And again, we want to say thank you. Dr. Peabody, gentlemen will take us home.
I'm just going to let the ENC people, Fagon and his brother, the citizen, fight the batter. But let me say this, it was a good show. And
it was. Yeah.
My prayer goes to the young man and his family. My deepest sympathy to Alex, and pray God's comfort on them. But let me say here, the vice president is doing something I believe the Liberian people have been wanting. At least she can get out there and engage the press and speak, which is a plus for this government and for the people of Liberia. At least somebody's getting out there and speaking and sharing. My prayer for Liberia is that hope that the censor will go on. I hope they can pick up from where the confusion is. I'm not forming any judgment on who did what and who didn't do what the other day. But my prayer for Liberia is that the censor will take place. It's important, it's healthy, it's important for Liberian people. But that it will proceed, and for them to stop pointing fingers on this person, that person. I hope everything will come together. And I just wish Liberia the best. And also, again, let me congratulate Team Leah. Looking forward for another discussion other than Legends, because I've had Legends. I don't know what I think I'm tired with it now. I want to have another conversation to talk about. So, looking forward to another conversation tomorrow. But man, it was a great show and good to see everybody. Minister Facon.
But Dr. Peabody, I watching CDC convention on live. Who kept saying about it?
Yeah, I just saw something. I don't know whether it was true.
I'm watching it live.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't say no about it. They're going to issue injunction.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Honorable Eugene Lamy Fagon. Dr. Peabody, we say thanks a lot. Sentumani Josh, can you take us home?
Thank you, Stanton, for this opportunity that we have. We can talk to our people through this medium. Like I always say, the next 322 days we experience a lot of problems happen. We have brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters. We have all kinds of things going on, but we gotta accept it. It's the politics, the crazy season, and at the end of the day, we want the best for Liberia. I pray and hope that the legions of the censors will they do their best. Just that if they would not get their desired objective, they should find ways to see how best we can do the right way. But as we look in the political scene, we're seeing I've seen people like all the parties now. In fact, everybody having problem now. So I don't know how election will be because everybody experiencing problem. We got the coalition member MRD PYJ talking about the way you will not endorse I mean, you never know what people want.
You are
They're
they
all
all
looking
for
for
some money, man. You get one
all
money.
they want, you know, just all the threats and
It's a
things
people
and so forth.
don't say
But,
that, man.
but you know,
All
but can I show you though? I show you
The man got
once the
political
president
party,
arrived
but
in
you
Liberia,
got it.
and the president will be re-nominated in December out of big CDC program at the complex or whatever the case. Oh, the president come, never come with his charm, and all the guys will fall in line and so forth. But I mean, I pray, hope we can discuss politics tomorrow and then forget about allegiance now. Allegiance, I think we all know where the pop will come. But right now, our political season is on, and let's see what happens in our political parties. And uh, I on this day we just want to also and Kev, what you're going through today is a day that I've gone through such a day. November 12th, my father's death anniversary. I always think about that, you know. So I saw your stuff today. I pray my thoughts and prayer, and may your mom have have peace be to the blessed memory of them, you know. And also brother Williams too. I think he lost his father to in Liberia. My condolences to his family too. We are all going through these periods, you know, in our lives, but we give it to God. God be the glory, you know. But just to end on this good note, we just wanted to congratulate our young brother Tim Weah for the historic moment today. And in fact, I think he brought a lot of pride to his parents. You know, I congratulated the president. I sent him a message congratulating him and his wife for their son's accomplishment today. He acknowledged it, and also just as I was about to for the show about to end, the United States and State Department, the Senior Secretary of State, issue a tweet about it, you know, and put the president name and his wife in there. So I think brought a lot of good things for his parents today, and maybe Liberia, who knows? But we say congratulations to Team Weah. We pray, and now our game with Iran, America playing Iran. I think, you know, we'll see. We won't watch that game. That
Right.
to one
Yes.
play that game.
And y'all made
But
that
we
good yourself
we pray
feel
the best
bad.
for them. We look forward to a good World Cup, and so as Liberia go to election, let us pray for our country. Let us keep our country in prayer and pray the best for our country, so that all can say we
Oh,
are the
will
Republic of
be
Liberia.
your
Thank you.
oh,
God
will.
bless.
Can I
Oh,
ask a
will.
question for moderator?
Oh,
Oh, you.
oh,
Can I ask a question? Yes, yeah,
Yes, Dr.
Oh,
Richardson, please.
So, Mr. Falcon, can you just investigate why is the Liberian Mansion, Executive Mansion website is being hosted by someone in Canada? And why is it that our Liberian official have a Gmail address when you want to communicate official documents to them?
I'm not supposed to do your work.
Yeah, he the one supposed to do my work because he's very good at doing it compared to you.
I want to close the show, guys. I want to close the show.
Why is it that
the
I work
next
at
time you just love me,
my I work at university, my email is .edu, but in Liberia we don't have our own address. Thank you.
All right, guys. If I go and say that in the email, I want to say
yes.
It was a wonderful show. We appreciate this time in our life that we can contribute. Some may not like it. A lot of people appreciate it. We want to say thanks to everyone that we don't spoon every day. The old mom, the old pastor, or the old lady called me. She said, "My son, you don't know me, but when I see you guys on, I see myself in Liberia." She said, "I live in Maryland." She said, "You're continuing the good work." She said, "When I see your own," she said, "And when that boy, they say his name Kev." I said, "He right in Maryland with you." She said, "Hey man, can I call him?" I said, "Okay." She said, "When I see you and you're talking about our country, I wait to watch the show. I don't watch CNN because I don't understand the people. But when I see you, I understand you." She said, "Yo, thank you, yeah." She called her name. She listening, and I send her a shout out to her right now. Somebody is enjoying this program. Those of you that agree with the government, thank you. Those of you that agree with the opposition, thank you. Those of you that are in the middle, this make Liberia better. We will not all be on the same side.
We will not all be on the seaside. Election comes today. You will have people voting against George Manawia, and you will have people voting for George Manawia. That's it. This is Liberia, and this is the democracy we all wish for. It is important to note, like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. The government need to do better. The government need to fight harder. The government need to make the case because they've been in power. This is their time. Failures and achievement, the government should accept and do better. Everybody that run here and there because somebody in government gave them small money to run some cheap propaganda. It is why it is. Keep your story. We will talk to the Liberian people. If this government do that which is right, we will be on the show to praise them. But for you to steal from Liberia, we will chastise you. We will rebuke you. And we will say it as it is. Because of that, you want to cut Chemle? Cut Chemle. Because of that, you want to hate? Hate, my friend. But know that somebody is doing the right thing for Liberia. Like my brother Timolin said today, it's a split in every political party. George Manawia, President of the Republic of Liberia, will be returning to the country. Then he will leave and go over to come to the United States to have that summit. He been out of the country. It will be 22 to 23 days. Say what you want to say. Even sedition, ask yourself, what is he bringing back? What are those accomplishments? The first country gave 50 million. Half of it is loan, the other one like grant, whatever the case is, Liberia will pay for that later. It's not free. Will we see this president before the election setting in front of big factory? But Jojo, you know what? They just built another warehouse on 541. One of the biggest. You know, they're just building warehouses all over. I don't know on your area, Eugene, Fargo in Tennessee. They're just building this thing. We want to see President Ware having one of those biggest in the nation that he can cut the ribbon and say yes. That will be hiring up to 500 Liberians. That when they go and put in the application, they may get 10,000, and people will say we can only take 500 full-time, 200 part-time. That's what we're crying for. We will be happy when these things are done. We don't hate the president. We're saying that which is right to the president. 23 days outside of the country, my God, I want to see the goodies back. I want to see what the president bringing back. I want the government to outline it and say, these were the accomplishments. The president left for almost a month. These were the accomplishments. Civil servants have not gotten pay. Almost 3 months. They are still begging lawmakers to ratify the 100 million from the World Bank, that they can use that money and start paying civil servants. But yet and still, the country, you say, getting revenue. This is serious, folks. This is what we always talk about. It's not a game. Civil servants, they are not getting paid. October, November, December. Lawmakers say not even get paid yet. The gas slip all gone. The chief justice in her office, they had to put a rate of arrest up for Simon 12. You heard the news, you saw the picture. What's going on? If our country budget is performing, what's going on? Is it performing positively or negatively? Tell the Liberian people. This is very serious, folks. We do not hit the government. C'est better to a T. If they're not able it, they got to get out of the way. Liberia has some of the bright and brightest people that know these things. They can make it happen. Give them a chance that they can improve the country. If anybody still are doing all these things every day, running home on I-95 to come on and do a show, no. I'm not doing it because I hate anybody. I'm doing it because I love Liberia. It can be Edizana Comics, Joseph Boaka, Tewan Gonglo, any one of them. I will discuss it. Because Liberia is bigger than them. So my fellow Liberians, we're glad that you gave us your time. We have issues in ANC. Mr. Cummings' head is spinning. The ANC people in America, they not get a CPP USA. They're breaking away from the ANC Global. They get a Midwest not turn to CPP USA. CPP USA say we're not talking to ANC Global. ANC Global say, but then we'll take you off the list. The whole thing just mess up. It's happening in Liberia ANC. And man, Musa Belity cannot see a way through. Frustration kicking in. Nobody can get to Mr. Cummings easily. It's happening. Some part of UP. They got their own Wahala. Who would Jose Yima carry as his VP? That's the problem. It's a Yombly, it's a Ure, it's a Prince Moi. It's a Prince Moi wear printing t-shirt with Jose Yima name on the picture and Prince Moi picture on it. It's a confirm that JMB is carrying Prince Moi. All these stories. And who suffer? The Liberian people suffer. As Madam said, but look, I give kudos to VP Joe Howard Taylor for her finger. Towards all, she tried, she pushed it, she pushed it. She was there again today. She said, I'm coming back Friday. She will get in her time till they will get this sense of things straight. She pushed it. So let's see now. Let Papa come back to the country and see what he will do.
Wow.
Tell Mama I come, Mama try. Let Papa come back and do something too now.
Now, wow.
That wow.
Sweet
So guys,
food.
that's how it is though. Liberia, stand up. I met my good friend today. He called me. He said, Stanton, I will call his name Costa. He said, I'm crying for Liberia. I said, what I mean? He said, man, I'm going back to Liberia. He said, I must go to Liberia. He said, I will try my best to change, but I must go back. It's just
If
not
I
right.
can help somebody,
I'm telling you.
Come on now, brother.
as I path this way.
Liberia is
Take
bleeding.
your time.
As Dr. Peabody sing that song, let me
Take
get
your
him
time.
to sing it. And this is some of the things we talk about. When we look for the alternative, sometimes we don't find them. We don't see that alternative because, and what are the people that they are not seeing the alternative? Guess what? September and George, they're running back to the old. Though the old may be dark, though the old may be bad, though the old may be bitter, but where there is no new, you can live in the middle of the ocean. So I want to say thank you. Tomorrow will be a beautiful day. People say don't talk about allegiance. Hey, any tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 22nd. But guess what? If I'm gonna say he gave Peabody a red card, so maybe we'll take a pause.
Fuck the chief. The boy had a goal. He started blowing for goal. Fuck on the tire of cheese. You see?
So on this note, guys,
I will not
2023.
get into any confusion.
I know 2023 is coming. Fago, we're happy to have you though. 2023 is coming, to tell you the truth. These guys gonna earn it. It's not free. We're gonna be on their back. They will earn it. They will get mad, but they will fix it because they should fix it. That's all we ask of them. Library is all we have. Kev Hassan, don't get Dr. Richardson after my man. When you speak, it's like a two-edged sword. So slow down a little bit, Kev.
You can stand the truth.
What about Eugene
What
Fagon?
made you feel too good, yeah?
What about Eugene Fagon?
Why you
And your little
interrupting me
brother,
now
be
if you're
careful,
not
man.
helping you?
That your little brother be careful.
Because she's speaking out of
We
order.
train
The
him well.
people holding press conference, y'all talking. Let me come listen to the
Dr.
press conference.
Dr. Richardson,
I mean, hold on, I'll put it on. Hold on. I think we gotta go, right? You said the holding press conference?
Yeah, the party.
Bye. That CDC without doing that thing, but let go, man. Go watch your CDC something. But Fagon, it wasn't announced. It's a backdoor convention. They call it Jade.
Ask Kev.
Kev is not a sedition, it's a weird shit.
Dr. Richardson,
I
Your
really
friend-
want to know what I
your-
can
your-
sedition or
your-
reaction, because the reaction they say they can never listen to Kev. Kev not part.
Oh.
Kev, you part of reaction?
Wow.
what we are saying, now listen to me.
They say you're not part of them. You sedition, they respect you, but you're not part of reaction. I think they want you to eat your
It's
20,000.
alright.
The show over, Dr. Richardson. Thank you very much, man. Have a
I
good
got
day.
one hot TV waiting for me upstairs. I gotta go.
Nah, I don't want no GB, bro. I want GB right.
I'm
You don't
going-
want to do that thing to us
I'm
tonight.
gonna
Since money
bust
George,
nothing.
man, you gotta call your brother back.
Man,
Since money
I wish
George,
I was there.
I flag
I
you.
wish I was there. I'm a
I
favorite
flag
food.
you.
Yeah, I'm
eat
killing
GB
that
too?
stuff.
Fagon?
Every day, 7 days a week. Ask
You
Kev, he
eat-
will tell you. I can't stop.
You eat GB?
That's my favorite Liberian dish.
Yeah?
I'm gonna burn that right now. Burn
Let
it.
me ask you a
My
personal
man,
question.
look,
You can answer if you want.
I mean, I enjoy
heard
that
that
go
when
today,
you
my
were in
man.
Labrador,
The
Fagon,
police out,
you used to
man,
have,
put it
when
so
you were
like
in
that.
Labrador,
Oh,
you used to have
Here we go, sorry, go.
bad dream. Fagon.
Here we go,
When
sorry,
you're in
go.
Labrador, you used to have, when you're in Labrador, you used to have bad dream. Are you still having those bad dreams?
Yeah, so that
Once you come back to the state?
crossover about. Yeah,
Huh?
but that was good though.
How you managed to know I used to
I
have
mean, I
bad
asked you,
dreams?
Fagon, my open, and are you still having those bad dreams, Fagon?
We first got to establish whether I had it first.
So what was that?
I mean, in Liberior, you can have bad dreams. Now, why you go sit down there one more?
I don't know. I know, but you know, but on a serious note, though, I think the government needed Fagon. Fagon was very effective for his job, role he play. When he get ready, you see him drinking water,
50 billion
doing the
king.
thing that he said, he's a
50
quick man.
billion king.
I do this one,
Yeah,
Now,
Fagon
and I
was-
bought it, but
Okay,
he
let
defended
me
the
tell you.
government.
I don't know why they took that decision.
Let me
but
tell you,
Fagon
okay.
was-
I know why, but the man was very effective. No joke.
When somebody can't, now I'm telling Kev, when somebody can't, you forced to fight
Eugene
everything.
Lamin Fagon.
If you go for everything, you will go.
Fagon.
Let anything that happen to 12. First of all, 12, that's all very people letter. Secondly, that whole letter you wrote employee in here, who's the too late. But if you have brought me here as spokesman, by the time you bring 12 me, I will not dismiss it. I will say, listen, first of all, I would praise you for bringing such an important issue. But then I would tell you straight, I say, look, listen, you look on the paper, you know that 12 is not a recipient. You know that 12 is not a signatory. As alluded to by Alex himself, Alex gave you all the signatories to the account. He didn't call 12 name. Fast forward to the banking articles. Alex said to you guys, 12 need to come and tell the Liberian people why the money was going over there. I said at the appropriate time, 12 is definitely going to do that. He's not a shy person. He's been talking. He's a talker. And you know he will do that. But what I want to focus on here is the real issue tonight.
Who's there on air?
Well, I tell you, we got that you now. But that's how you do it.
I mean, you lecture, when you know that.
When you go lead the money aspect, because the people are on the money. When you take the money aspect and bring it to defend 12.
You're talking propaganda. We're not talking propaganda. So I ain't got nothing to do with that money.
No, man.
So we're talking
I want
propaganda.
that tomorrow. Why I'm telling you.
Yeah, you talking
let go.
propaganda. I'm not a propagandist.
You heard the question.
I'm not a propagandist.
The question people asked the man.
I'm not a propagandist.
Dr. Fagon, Dr. Kev, Hassan. Let's go.
Fagon, you cheating, man. Fagon, you're cheating.
And on that note, we want to say thank you very much, folks, for everything. A special a special thanks to Alex.
Score out 8-0.
Everything Alex
You
has said,
cheater.
everything
You're
Alex
cheating.
said,
You're not cheating. Look
Dr.
at
Peabody, everything Alex said, everything he have done, want to say thank you very much, Alex. And we will have a meeting as to how we can help Alex, wherever he may be, how we can help him through his
Now, who
father
over there, the
bereavement.
guy who went to
All right?
Europe, he didn't want to come back.
Through his father bereavement, we will help Alex. I want to say thanks to Alex for everything he continued to do.
You want me?
Liberia deserve. Hey, good day, leave Fago alone. Liberia deserve better. We want to say we will find the time. We will find the time to talk more about Alex and appreciate him. Appreciation Day is coming for Alex, and we will appreciate him. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you, good day. Thanksgiving, guys. On the Saturday, this coming Saturday, I will say to you, Situman and George, Dr. Peabody, Kev Hassan will be in town. The invitation is here. Eugene Fagon, if you're in Pennsylvania, we would like you to join us. We're having a blast on a Saturday in a big program. Kev Hassan and his family will be here. Situman and George.
You sure?
Peabody. Yes.
Kev, don't use pleo.
No. Amen. I know. I gotta go and pick the man up and bring him. That's important. The man is.
How you call that bridge?
The Delaware Memorial Bridge. The man is trying to cross that bridge.
The man will be crying in the car.
Yeah. But you know what I would do, Fago? When I pick the man up, I would stop in the middle of the bridge and say, my tire, something wrong with my tire. I'll tell you right now, I will stop right in the middle of the bridge and just call 911 and say, something wrong with my tire. They say, everybody get all of the car. We get all of the car. Let me see what Kev will do. Thank you, yeah. Guys, have a good night, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.
Have a good night, guys.